Open up Twitch chat. Open
Don't
up.
have Twitch chat?
Dude, there's so many buttons I have to press. This is so complicated.
Oh, we're live.
We should be live.
Yeah.
I got the draft right. Oh my god.
You're him.
I got it. Let's go.
Alright.
Good evening, ladies and germs. We have the lower bracket finals between the beautiful fruitcakes and the nerd metabusters. Guru, any preliminary thoughts on the series going on tonight?
This is going to be an awesome series. You just said it. Lower bracket finals. The winner of this match goes on to the grand finals. The loser, their season is over. These are two of the best teams. Fruitcake's been one of the best teams all season, whereas Metabusters had a little bit of a rocky start to the season, entered into playoffs as the lowest seed in playoffs, and has just been on a tear the last two series. First, they knocked out the number 2 seed Andromeda, who had been playing as good as anyone all season, and then they knocked out the surging BB to just 2-0 both those series. And I mean, they're on fire right now and looking great, but it's going to be a tall task to keep that going against Fruitcakes, because the only time Fruitcakes has even looked, I would say, even weak in the last 4 or 5 weeks of the season was that last series against Rift Sharks in the upper finals. But other than that, they've been looking on fire, and critically in that series, they were without Mason. They had their backup jungler in, so it wasn't even their roster that they've become really comfortable with. So I have no idea how to predict this one. It'll probably depend a lot on draft, but I'm so excited. I think every single role, every single lane is going to be a really hype matchup.
I completely agree. I was one of the only people that wasn't like falling for the facade of Metabusters, where so many people were like, "Oh, they're not that as good anymore." You know, they've been losing all these games. But deep down, I knew they could just turn it on and just go on a complete tear. So
Yeah,
I'm very interested to see what we see. I also did. Oh wait.
Yeah,
So
they were slumping a little bit. I mean, at the end of the day, they squeaked into playoffs. I mean, they got the last seed into playoffs. So, but once you're in playoffs, nothing before that matters. It does not matter at all if you're the first seed or the last seed. Once you're in playoffs, you're in. Like, it's just all about who wins now. And I mean, like I said, Metabuster's been playing as good as anybody the last couple series. I think in large part has become the resurgence of Foosier. And I think it's smart that you see for key matchup Foosier versus Mason versus Jar. I would agree with that. Jar's been the best jungler the entire season. I mean, he just hands down. He's been playing better than anyone in the jungle the entire season. And Foosier, historically, last season, I would say was the best jungler. But then this season, just wasn't looking as good in the regular season. But I think what he's done in the last few series to go back to looking more of that Foosier we expect was he's just committed himself back to that early game play style. He's been playing Jarvan, he's been playing Pantheon, and he's just been going so aggressive. And I think that's when Metabusters is at their best, is when Foosier is generating early action and he's on those aggressive picks.
yeah, I completely agree too. I did. I don't know if we didn't. We're kind of like skipping over it. I know in these last couple series they have been running Kathy as a support, and tonight I noticed they're running Eden as their support. Any thoughts on if that changes a lot in the bot lane? Because I personally think bot lane is going to be a very important lane in this series.
You said they're running Eden?
Yes, it's Faye and Eden in the bot lane tonight.
I don't know. I think it limits champ pool maybe a tiny bit, just because I think Kathy has a little bit of a wider champ pool, but ultimately both Eden and Kathy favor the enchanter picks, so I don't really think it changes your play style all that much. I actually think Eden's played really well this season when he's gotten to play. His Milio has been really good. You see it right there. Champions to watch. 10-7 with a 4.23 KDA on the Milio is really impressive. I'll actually be most curious to see, does Eden go off the Milio because I think if I'm remembering right, the last few times that Eden played, they were even willing to like first pick Milio once or twice. Like typically it's a champ that I think a lot of people feel you want in matchups where you are counter engaging or there's a lot of like you can peel, but I think Eden's a player who really enjoys the Milio to where he'll just play it into any matchup. So that'll probably be what I'm looking for. Do they just take that, or do they have a little bit more flexibility there? But at the same time, Jacob's not exactly a player with a massive champ pool. He typically also just kind of locks in on a one or two picks. Historically, it had been Nami or Leona every game, but lately he's kind of just been spamming Braum. So I don't know exactly how Braum versus Milio goes, but I wouldn't be surprised if that's not what we see game one.
If I was personally in that matchup, I'd probably be leaning more on the Milio side. Got a whole lot better scaling than Braum, but it also kind of just depends on what the rest of your team comp is. But since you're going to be having Mason and Lispy, they're going to be probably drafting a whole lot of tanky bruisers, so going Enchanter is going to be really good.
Yeah, so as we get ready for draft, I'm gonna be really interested to see what bans are. I think most people have figured out that against fruitcakes, you kind of have some must bans. Typically, it's been the Garen, it's been the Singed, and it's been the Udyr. Those just get banned almost every game. So unless Metabusters has really prepped a specific counter, I wouldn't be surprised if that's what we see. Whereas on the other side, I think Metabusters is a team that they have a lot of champs that you want to ban, but nothing outside of maybe the Twitch that every team agrees is a ban. It seems like everyone bans the Twitch. A lot of teams have chosen to take away the Jarvan. And then last series, you saw that Annie was actually banned away from Tuccini both games. In the past, you'll see Korn will get Darius banned from him. Although I don't actually expect that. Lispy chose not to ban Darius into Avery last series. And I think if he wouldn't ban it into Avery, I wouldn't be surprised if he would also be willing to leave it open for Korn. I expect Twitch is probably banned. And then I expect maybe the Jarvan, but at the same time, like Mason's a player who I don't think he's particularly scared about any pick. It would just more come down to are they worried about the game plan that Jarvan lets you enact? And then I'm curious to see where does Annie priority fall at all? Like, was that just BB who thought Annie was a must ban? Or does Kai also feel the same way? But we're getting in a draft. We'll find out.
Starting off with the Singe ban, that's pretty standard. I'd say in the fruitcakes. I wonder what's going to be happening with Orin in this series because Orin had a lot of was really, really impactful into Blake, who's kind of similar to Lispy in a way.
Yeah, Korn has played 4 games of Ornn in playoffs. 4 games of Ornn. And you just saw Lispy played against 2 games. Avery played Ornn both games into Lispy. Showed that that's a potential play style is to play that Ornn to just kind of weak side into Lispy. And with Korn having played it 4 times, I wouldn't be surprised if that's not what they just go for.
Well, they ended up opting into Karma. That's pretty interesting.
The Garen's left open. I don't think Lispy's gotten to play Garen in weeks. That's not the one I would have expected to get left open, so I'm really curious to see if Lispy's just going to take that or not.
There.
Syndra. So Syndra gets banned over the Annie. Kai, I've just noticed, is a player that just does not play against Syndra. Like, Kai just always has the Syndra ban if the other team can play it. Really doesn't like that champ. And yeah, maybe they're saying that we'll take Ornn. That's what we play top every single freaking game, and they must feel like the Ornn into Garen's fine. And if that's your read, I think that's smart if it frees you up an Echo ban.
I wonder how Lispy does. Oh, he just blocks in the Garen.
Yeah, that's what you have to see though. Like if you're Lispy, this is your champ. Like, and they've been banning it. Yeah, I don't know exactly how that matchup looks. I'm sure that Ornn does well into Garen. I'm sure that's what the AI draft tool told Metabusters, but we'll see how it actually plays out. Curious to see what Mason goes to because he's really been picking Udyr, which has been banned, but Echo or Singed jungle lately. I'm curious what he'll go to now. There's the Milio. And Bean, the king of beans, is saying that Garrett explodes tanks. So I'm really curious to see how it goes because like Lispy's Garrett is like that's a freaky champ, man. Personally, I think the Garen might be worse than the Singed. We just haven't seen the Singed as much.
I wonder if that means like Garen will go like first side on Black Cleaver and then just Corrin can't play for the rest of the game. I wonder how
Yeah, I
Fuji
have no idea. I don't know. We'll see. What's Fuji gonna get?
Sona.
Sona, Jacob Sona. I think Jacob has actually played Sona recently this season. Maybe I'm like just making that up, but I'm pretty sure he's played a game of it, and did pretty well. I think it's a specific counter into the Milio. So I don't hate that pick here.
If Stav had it in his bag, oh, I was gonna say he should go Lucian, and Lucian Sona's OP, but Tristana right now in this patch is really OP too.
Yeah, and you saw Stav put out an insane Tristana performance in that game 2 against BB. BB had actually gotten to a pretty good position with the gangplank and otherwise, but Stav just refused to lose on that Tristana, has looked really good on it. And Jhin is a really comfort pick for Faye, but
Oh,
it's not a good matchup.
it's
Okay, good. The Veigar
Vagar.
makes more sense. I was about to say Jhin is not a good matchup into Tristana. The Veigar, you can get that cage, and Tristana can't jump out of the cage or jump into the cage. So I like that there.
I
You already have the
personally,
AD damage with Garen.
I personally really
But
like this Pantheon ban here. Fuji's looked pretty
yeah,
solid whenever he's gotten the Pantheon in the past. I think just
yeah,
taking it
for
away is gonna
sure.
be super nice.
Yeah, because I think you also want to ban the Jarvan though. Like you've gotten rid of the Pantheon. I think you also get rid of the Jarvan, and then both of his like 2 comfort early aggressive picks are off the table, and he'll have to go for something else. Now at the same time, Jarvan doesn't exactly love playing into like Veigar cage either, so maybe you feel comfortable leaving that up. But personally, I think Fuzier's best champ is Jarvan, so I would ban that. But looking like potential Lux ban instead. So they're probably going to also give Kai last pick here since they've already picked Lispy. So choosing to ban away that Lux, which is just like the really safe blind pick for Tushini. I would like to see Tushini probably go for something like the Ari here, or his Talia's been pretty strong. I mean, the Annie's left open, by the way. Like the Annie's all the way through. Will he actually take that? I don't know. It's he was acting like he really wanted to play it in that last series, and it's actually got through
Kane.
5 bans. So we'll see.
Got a Kane ban coming through.
Yeah, or do you? Okay, they actually choose to just blind pick Kai here and give Mason that last pick. I hadn't even thought about that, but it makes total sense. Ari is like one of the best mid laners on the patch. Kai is a really, really good Ari player. So you choose to just take that and give your last pick to Mason. I like this by Fruitcakes.
Yeah, now it's gonna put Mason onto an AD champ. Oh, it's Kassadin.
Whoa.
We're just scaling.
Whoa, Kassadin is not what I would have expected there at all, but I got to see what jungler they pair it with. It's the Jarvan. The Jarvan's like really obvious here, but now what does Mason actually use this R5 for?
There's no way he's picking Hecarim.
I mean, it's historically one of Mason's best champions. Like when I first joined the server, it was Mason's Udyr and his Hecarim were what you were really scared of. I don't think Hecarim's that strong right now, but if that's what he wants, I trust. So yeah,
And he just
R5
locks it
Hecarim,
in.
wow. And he hovered that so fast. And, they left Jarvan up the whole way. You don't forget about Jarvan. Clearly, they feel like the Pantheon's a bigger problem than Jarvan. And I guarantee you he had this Hecarim pick in mind the entire time. Yeah, both really fun drafts on both sides. What's your initial take just when you see both drafts?
I'm trying to make the assets for the champion stuff.
Oh, go ahead. I will keep filling the void. This to me is just like quintessential MetaBusters comp. Like I've talked about it. You want to have Fuji run that early aggressive, but then they just pick such hard scaling for mid and bot every single time. So yeah, you go the Kassadin that's just pure scaling. The Tristana, like, yeah, she can fight early, don't get me wrong, but that champ scales really, really well.
Okay, I got it.
And then you have Korn on the Ornn, which this is Korn's 5th game of playoffs. It's his 5th game of Ornn. Very, very comfortable on it. I think it makes sense into Lispy, but to me, the X factor this game is actually just the Lispy Garen. Like they're daring him to pick it. They gave it to him. They feel like the Echo's worse than the Garen. We're gonna find out. And yeah, it'll be really interesting to see.
I do think this is interesting. I did not realize Jacob had such a very good win rate on this Sona.
Yeah,
and I think this could be This is gonna be a very, very easy game for Sona to play. You could just safely scale and get up to your, I think it's 120
Oh,
stacks, and then you're just spamming abilities off cooldown, and no one's gonna be able to do anything to you. This is
yeah,
definitely a comp where
yeah.
like Fruitcakes has to get something done, or it's just gonna be so hard to play. I mean, you do have Vagar, so that does help with the scaling too, but
Yeah,
I
but
just think,
you're not out team fighting Metabusters
yeah.
comp. Like, yeah, you're not. But to me, you know, I think Bean already pointed it out. The Garen does well into tanks. And I actually think Garen does well into Kassadin as well if the Kassadin's not like fed. So I would see Garen being able to really win the side lane as we get later into the game. And I think that's actually one of Lispy's biggest strengths is his macro knowledge, his ability to play the side lane. Every time he gets Garen, he farms like 10 CS a minute and is just destroying your turrets. So I think he's really the X factor here. Because yeah, I think if you just straight up 5v5, you probably are going to favor the Metabusters comp. I think the Vagar made sense, but I don't actually think Vagar Milio is like the ideal pairing for either of those champs. Maybe you disagree, but I would think normally with Milio you want more of like a hyper carry, and with Vagar I think you probably well, I don't know, but I don't know. What are your thoughts there? What do you think about the bot lane
Well,
pairing?
I personally, I don't really like the Fruitcake spot lane, but it's pretty much just don't try not to do anything for as long as you can, and then you can help in like the late game fights because Milio's pretty solid because you can have the big AoE cleanse on Sona. Um, just having the shields and heals in general is gonna be nice for like Hecarim. Um, I there is like some evil tech that you can do with Milio on like Brand where you can go electrocute and then you get a lot of damage going. So like he does have, that's like the only pairing with AP that Milio has. He doesn't really pair that well with Vagar. So trying to also think about anything else around the map that's pretty interesting. The J4 ulti
Um,
does is gonna get a lot of value though in this game. Definitely counters
yeah,
the,
yeah,
because there's only one dash.
yeah. I mean,
I
Mason and Kai can kind of evade it. Um, if Lispy's like ahead of the Jarvan. Jarvan doesn't actually really want to be locked in the cage with Garen, I would think. But yeah, if he can ever find Eden or Faye, um, pretty big ability to follow up on the side of Metabusters. I think Mason's gonna have to do a really good job of this game of like farming and pushing tempo. But then in team fights, he's probably gonna have to be the one to actually be threatening Jacob in the back line. Like if no one's able to actually threaten Jacob, Sona can pump out so much healing that it could make it really, really difficult for them to actually have the damage to kill this front line of the Ornn and the Jarvan. As well as Kassadin. I mean, Kassadin gets so tanky with his like late new builds. I assume he'll do Rod of Ages and a tier item, Archangel Staff, and at that point, Kassadin is really, really tanky. But yeah, I mean, this is gonna be a fun one.
so the they did lock in all their champs, but we still have to wait for the little spectator delay. Trying to think about any other thoughts that I have going into this game.
I'm just curious to see. Is this just going to be another game where Metabusters has a little bit of a rough early game, like they've had against one of the Andromeda games, as well as one of the BB games, where they have this rough early game, they get a little bit far behind. Jarvan and or Tushini and Fuzier play a little loose early game, and then they just lock in, like because I mean they're primed to do it again. Like they have the exact kind of team comp they always have, where if the game is not out of reach at like 2-3 items, they just start out team fighting people and winning these fights. And um, so I'll be curious to see, is that just going to repeat itself? As far as Fruitcakes, you know, I think Fruitcakes' worst series that I think of the season was last series. Like they got 2-0'd in the upper finals. It was without Mason, but you want to see, and it was also they didn't have Eden in for that series, but you want to see how do they bounce back from that. It wasn't like it was a stomp. I think they had good moments in those games, but really want to see, can they bounce back, because you already saw, I think mental's a big thing in these types of tournaments, and momentum, mental all kind of go hand in hand. And you'd love to see, if you're Fruitcakes, a pretty good performance game one to give you some confidence back.
Yeah, I completely agree. I do think this game's gonna be a whole lot of a slow burner though, so this should kind of help out Fruitcakes. Kind of Meta Busters are coming in with a lot of momentum, so you could just try and slow the game down a little bit at the beginning. I mean, obviously Meta Busters wants that too. I think just in general, both of these two comps, they just want to take their time with this
Yeah,
game.
I would think that none of these lanes should have solo kill potential. I could be wrong about that, but I would think none of these lanes have solo kill potential. So most of the action will just come off of what is Jarvan doing. And I really think it's going to be on Foosier to find those plays where he can, to give them some sort of a little bit of an early advantage. Because what you don't want to have happen is Mason just starts power farming you, gets ahead of the Jarvan and farm. Jarvan isn't able to make very many plays happen, and then we look up at 15 minutes, and Mason's secured early objectives, and he has a decent farm lead. Because I do think if Hecarim gets going, that champion can be pretty hard to stop.
Are actually getting into lobby now, or getting into game, I should say. So I'll swap over in just 1 second. I have a black screen right now. Please pick up my game. Oh, there we go.
Let's go. All right, we're looking at skins, most important thing. Really good skins out of both bot lane players for sure.
You're looking at the skins. I'm looking at the runes. I
Nice
think
skin on Milio as well. Like really, really good taste on the side of Fruitcakes. And you actually have two base skins on the side of Metabusters. You hate to see it. But
I do.
what do you see in runes? Anything standing out to you on
Well,
that
I should
front?
say runes. I should say summoner spells. The Garen Ignite is pretty interesting. Lispy just wants to frag.
Yeah, I think Lispy was a little bit annoyed after that last series. He put off a really insane performance, especially in that game one on Olaf. Like, he was really, really fed and just wasn't able to convert it into an actual win, despite being really far ahead of his lane opponent. This game takes the Ignite on Garen. You're going to have to track that. Not having TP, granted, they do have TP on the Veigar, so you still have two teleports. But yeah, I mean, Lispy's playing very aggressively, playing for himself here. That tells me that he really wants to find solo kill potential.
No,
If
what's the zoom out
it's
thing?
Control Z, it's Control Z, and then you scroll your wheel.
No, it's not. There's another button. Oh, it's Control Shift Z. I got it.
Control Shift Z. Okay, okay. And then I think you want to drop the overlay thing that's peeking out above Scrims 9.
I don't know how to get rid of the timer.
In the bottom left, there should be like a interface you can open. It's the
Time control. Oh my god, you're a genius. Okay, we're good. Perfect.
Ren. All right.
We got a little late.
Faye, critically, Faye has not bought items. That is not what you want to see in the start of the series. But critically, Faye has not bought items.
Well, maybe this could be like a little bit of attack. So
at least, at the end of the day, you're playing scaling. It's not the end of the world, but it is not what you want to see. Hope they'll realize that pretty quickly if they haven't already. Cassian going for Electrocute, but the Doran shield start. Playing to just there's no kill potential in this mid lane early game. Ahri does not do enough damage to ever threaten this Cassian with Doran shield, and Cassian definitely can't threaten the Ahri by himself. So we'll see. You might want to lower your minimap size as well.
What? It didn't save? Oh my god. Thank you for noticing that. There
you go.
I changed it, not in spectator, only in actual game. Oh, we gotta engage on a unit here.
Oh, that's big damage.
We get the reset.
Big damage. Oh my goodness.
Although I think you take that trade if your fruitcakes here, just burning your heal for a flash. That means
Yeah,
that
yeah, that's critical. Yeah, you do get your shot as flash, and critically Mason is pathing down, so he'll have an opportunity to potentially punish that.
although Fujer is also pathing down too, but they did spot him after him clearing his wraiths because there was a ward that just went down.
Yeah, but now critically, if Faye can get level 3 before the gank comes through, if you put the cage around Stav, he can't jump out. His only option would be to flash out, and he doesn't have flash anymore. So very, very vulnerable to a gank.
Although he can walk into the wall and then cleanse it, but I don't know if you really
that is
want to.
true. No, you're right. That's true. Garen is also already proxying.
Oh my god.
And we're just going to have to track, like, he's already up 12 CS top lane.
Well, this wave is pushing back, and Fuji's gonna be able to maybe gank first. Although they're both gonna be meeting at this grab.
Yeah, and critically, Ahri has
Oh.
the huge health advantage.
Here comes
Oh,
Fuji.
really smart
Dragon
wraparound.
drag. Ox of Eden. And Eden goes down.
Too slow on the flash by Eden there, and yeah, really good play. Really good gank by Fuzier.
We also saw FaZe flashing at burn there too.
Yeah.
I wonder if Mason's gonna be able to get grab here. Oh, flashing by Fuji.
Did he get it? I don't think
Fuji,
he did.
Fuji didn't get that. That went to Mason.
Wow, flashed in, didn't get it. Probably gets double crabbed here. Good job by Mason.
Here comes Stock coming in. Oh, that's another kill.
That is not what you want to see.
Look, maybe
really,
I was
really
trying to.
good start for Stav.
Oh, flashy. Ooh, that was close. The charm
Yeah,
just
like that
barely
pass.
missed.
Yeah. Well, it missed because Tushini flashed himself. Both mid laners aren't that worried about losing flash because both when they hit 6, especially Caston, are just hard to gank in general, but have to see if anyone can put a gank down before that level 6 comes through while they're both without flash.
Let's just see Mason trading onto Ornn here first. Well, this is kind of bad. You'd hope to be invading Gromp here with Fujer coming back up.
Yeah, it was smart by Korn to kind of dissuade him from that. Although at the same time, I mean, I don't know. Like Garen's still there.
Although it could
Jarvan
be bad.
doesn't have flash.
I mean, Ornn does have a buy. Same thing with Jarvan.
Kai putting out really good damage
Oh.
onto Tushini. Mason
And by
gets that.
Fujer.
Oh no, Fujer got that. Fujer got that one. I was about to say. Tushini's got to be careful here to collect this farm. I don't actually think Kai can kill him here.
Oh, maybe,
Ooh.
maybe not. Oh, didn't have enough
if he
mana
had
for
mana
Q.
for Q. Yeah, really, really close there. But I mean, ultimately, that's fine if you're casting in. Getting low is fine as long as you don't die. He'll TP back here. Would have almost honestly liked to have seen.
Flash QR.
Oh, really smart ward. Oh, level 6. Oh yeah, Garen is already level 6. Gets the ultimate there, and
Oh,
yeah, that's just
And this-
Tushini's overstaying there. Like, didn't want to back. He knew that Ahri couldn't actually kill him by herself under the turret, so he was really greeting. Didn't want to miss any farm. But at a certain point there, I think you just have to miss like 1 or 2 minions to take that back and TP back. But ultimately, it just ends up with a kill for Lispy, which definitely what you want if you're fruitcakes.
got a little trade coming here on the TP.
Yeah. And this is the point of the matchup where it can start getting a little bit hard for Ahri.
Ooh.
But as long as Kai keeps landing those charms, he'll trade fairly evenly.
Looks like Metabusters are already starting up the drag. I wonder if Mason's gonna take the time here to go and trade up for grubs here. We already see, looks like Garen's already trying to start this. So I wonder if Jacob also gets committed up here too, and they try to maybe fight for the last one.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
you definitely
maybe
just
not,
have
just
to
go down.
drag. And then Tristan is already on BF sword off those 2 kills. Really, really strong. And I mean, in my opinion, like if you're fruitcakes, the one person you don't want to let get going is Stav. Like, you can argue about who's Metabuster's best player. Like, I think it's probably Stav or Tushini, but Stav is just the most like maybe just the most consistent player in the server. One of them. Like even in their losses this season, it didn't really feel like it was ever Stav doing that bad. And just to see him already with 2 kills on this like comfort Tristana pick, really gonna have to monitor that. If he's able to keep snowballing, I could see this game getting out of control. And yeah, there's another one.
Wow.
Boom.
It was a really cool dive coming out there.
Alone. Oh my god, and he's just haphazardly walking through. Like, did we not see what just happened here? Okay, thankfully going to be okay, it looks like. But yeah, I mean, Fuchsia just really smart, knows where he needs to push the advantage. And yeah, 3 kills onto Stav is pretty massive. Pretty massive. And Stav's just positioning again, seeing if he can find another jump in.
I think Eden was very lucky there, because I'm pretty sure Stav was down the bomb there. If bomb was up, then pretty sure Eden will just get exploded there.
Yeah, no doubt. So you do have a pretty sizable CS and gold lead just off the kills in bot lane at the same time. Lispy has generated himself a sizable CS advantage. And
he also was getting a really nice proxy off too.
Yeah, I mean that's what he does on the Garen. It's really, really oppressive, really annoying to play against. And but yeah, like Stav is going right now, and you know at the same time, yeah, Garen might get strong, but it's not like Stav's playing Ashe. He's not playing some character that can just get flashed on by Garen and have 0 counterplay. He is on the Tristana here, so if he gets strong, even if the Garen and Hecarim are strong, he's on a champion that can counterplay that.
We also see Stav picking up the Yuntal here. That's gonna lead to even way more damage coming out.
So yeah, you're already seeing a lot of damage on the Ornn when Lispy goes in like that. Doesn't even have really a damage. Like he has the Tiamat, I guess. Like
I really thought he'd be looking for like Black Cleaver first, but it looks like he's going into Stridebreaker, which I guess is standard. I wasn't sure if he needed the tank shred.
Yeah, when he's playing so hard for this proxy as well, just like the even faster wave clear, I think makes a lot of sense.
Though
I'm sure he'll go Black Cleaver if he needs it, like second or third maybe. But also Garen's love these just like raw damage builds where you go like Phantom Dancer, IE, like stuff like that too. So I think he really has options here. Be curious to see what he ends up doing. And yeah,
they also did pick up the Roa too, so
yeah, yeah. So didn't buy starting items. So it ends up with a little bit of a faster Roa, I suppose. Whether that was intentional or not, 10-minute Roa is definitely like you're happy with that.
Can really help with. Oh, we have a dive coming out.
Oh my goodness!
Oh, we're just
yeah.
Wow. That was so close. There's so many little things going on there, but they're still gonna be able to chase. Oh, good movement by
the
Mason.
flag drag misses.
Oh my god, I messed up.
You're screwing with the camera. Okay, we missed what happened.
Sorry. Oh my, I misclicked my mouse.
1 for 1, 1 for 1.
Oh, diving by Tuccini.
Yeah, Tuccini going back in. Yeah, Lispy went for that dive and just barely didn't have enough damage to one-shot Corn, which allowed him to CC him. Oh! Oh, if that charm hits, that's a kill. Tuccini got really, really lucky there to survive that. So yeah, it ends up being, what was that, 2 for 2 top lane?
Yeah, it was 2 for 2 top lane.
Okay. Yeah, I think if Mason had been a little bit quicker to follow up on Olisie's dive, maybe you burst him and Garen can actually get out. I don't think Olisie had Lispy had flash there, so he will have it now for the next play. But 2 for 2, I think both teams are fairly happy with that.
Also, I think Fruitcakes are very happy right now because they have been slowly starting to pick up the grubs here, with Olisie being first on the map.
Yeah, that's 6 grubs on a Garen comp. That's pretty huge. But Tuccini just, I guess he TP'd bot, and they're just looking for another dive, and there's really nothing available on Fruitcakes to cover this, but it seems like they're actually going to get dissuaded from the dive, and they're instead just going to go take the dragon. So it is going to be 2 dragons to Metabusters and 6 grubs to fruitcakes. That's a trade we've seen a lot this season.
And I definitely think you want this if you're Metabusters. Although Mason's contesting.
Whoa!
R's out.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I didn't really see the setup to that, but that's really unwise by Mason. Oh. I think that's unwise by Mason to actually look for the contest there. He got really, really lucky to not actually die. You're totally fine giving up a second drag for 6 grubs.
Oh, Fujer wants to kill him here.
Unfortunate.
Ooh,
Damn.
you just managed to dash out.
Who wins this? Oh, so close.
Stav jumps in, but doesn't have the mana to try and go for the kill. Also, while that was going on,
so Ollie C found Tushini. So Tushini was low. Really nice solo kill, by the way. We didn't really talk about it. Really nice solo kill by Tushini onto Kai. But then, yeah, Ollie C walked down and looks like he used his flash to secure that kill back onto Caston. Doesn't quite manage to pick up the first turret there, but looks like he will get it in momentarily after he pushes this next wave in. And will that be... I think that's for anyone yet?
No, it's gonna be on the next drag.
Kills. Yeah, next objective.
I mean.
Yeah, both teams are at 2 objectives. Both teams, one has turret, one has kill feat. So yeah, next objective will be feats of strength. You love when it's even like that. Yeah, we're even gold right now at 14 minutes. Really, really close game so far.
There's been a lot of action.
Kai
even looking for another game
here.
Up here too.
Doesn't have ultimate. This will just be a dead Ahri.
Very nice roam up by Tuccini.
One does secure the kill. I think you'd prefer to give that to Cassidon, but at the end of the day, really, really nice roam up. Really, really nice kill. Okay, yeah, I like that Tushini didn't actually complete his back there, because he definitely is allowed to take this turret, so good recognition there. To at least get some more damage. And he actually went Demolish on Cassidon. That's interesting.
I would not believe a Cassidon would go Demolish.
I guess he's choosing... I'm trying to remember what else is in the Demolish tree that he's, like, choosing.
Probably just second wind.
But...
Second wind,
yeah.
I don't know what the other thing is.
Yeah, clearly, maybe overgrowth or unflinching. Clearly didn't feel that he needed that against Kai, though, and yeah, I think... Yeah, you go the Dorn's shield, and you already have so much sustain.
I have liked that there's been a lot of aggression. I was kind of hoping to jinx really hard, saying like, oh, they're not going to be doing anything early game, but we've been seeing a lot of action going on across the map in this early game. A lot of it coming from Stav, a lot of big roams coming up from Tuccini at times. He's looking for another 1v1 here. Keeps dashing
right now
with the R.
Yeah, you're seeing the power of this Cassidon counter pick. Like, he gets to the point where he can just continuously jump on the Ahri. And he builds so much health that Ahri has a really hard time actually killing him.
And it does look like Fruitcakes do actually want to fight around this objective, like fully 5-on-5.
Oh, really good charm there.
Well, we have a big engage coming in. Jacob just falls to the R, flashing out, and Saw just barely gets out. So this should
they get Jacob's flash as well. Oh, when you have a moment, I'd say maybe turn the objective timers on so that we can see those.
Oh my god, you're right. I don't know where it is.
That'll be in the interface again, the bottom left. No, it's the same way that you did the, no, like the interface, like how you dropped the thing earlier.
Oh my god, you're right. We'll focus on that after. Big R in by Future, and a TB coming in from Orin and the Cassidon. This should be a really big cleanup coming in. Sav should still, not Sav. Kai should still fall here to Tuccini, and
yeah, Garen just has to...
Let me backspace. I got distracted by setting up the interface.
Yeah, because this looked like it would be a pretty free fight for them. You just killed the Sona, so you have the ban advantage. I assume Tushini backs and TP's back in full health, or no? Maybe.
It is base.
Okay, so that's Faye just walking way too far up and just gets chunked out super hard. Yeah, I mean, I think that's Faye just being a little too far up there.
But one thing that doesn't help is you had both Kai and Lispy both trying to farm the top wave, that you didn't really have the man advantage in the river that you got from
yeah, you know, I to me, that reads like Fruitcakes felt that after killing Jacob, Metabusters was just going to cede that objective. They thought they were going to get that for free. You pointed it out. Both solo laners were focused on the farm. And Faye just walked back up towards that unwarded bush, got jumped on by Jarvan, who said, I'm not just going to give you feats. Yeah, Jacob's dead, but we can still fight you, which is what Metabusters' MO has been constantly, is we're still going to fight you. And yeah, really good punish. Somehow, the gold lead is still only 1,000 in the favor of Metabusters. They did just pick up feats of strength, which is pretty big. They have a 6 kill advantage right now, but 2 turrets to 0 is really helping out Fruitcakes' gold right now.
Let's be Stridebreakers, and as the phase rush, I don't think that
Ornn
can get out here. Oh,
Yeah,
well, he does
has
have
the Phantom
flash,
Dancer.
and slowly walk out.
Yeah, and if you're Fruitcakes right now, you're really praying for this Lispy Garen to just keep doing well, because he picks this champion. You know he's going to play it. It's a really strong side lane. We've already talked about how it should continue to do well into the Ornn. And one thing I really like about Lispy is he has a really good understanding of when to fight and when not to fight. A lot of top laners, let's see what ends up happening here, might actually be in trouble though.
Oh, he's going to fall. Oh, just barely.
Oh
missed.
my goodness. They both live on 1 HP there.
And he's deciding to stay.
He has good recognition. He knows that Jarvan isn't up there, so he feels confident. Although at the same time, Korn has ult here. The Ornn ult could come through.
Oh, big stun here by Jacob.
Oh, the
We've
Garen
flash.
healing!
Oh, and
Alright,
he just barely falls.
Korn really should have just based. You're not the same as Garen. You can't walk back up 1 HP. You don't have the insane healing that Garen
Jarvan
does. They just caught it.
Oh, but a lot of damage on the Stav. Mason's looking down here. R's in.
Yeah.
Jacob should fall here. But I wonder.
Oh!
And Tuccini just clicks away.
Yeah, super split fight by Metabusters there. You had 2 people jump onto the Faye alone, and you had the other 2 fighting the 3-man. And Garen at this point is on the base turret, guys. Somebody has to defend that.
And that's going to be Tuccini, so I think this should just be coming down to a flip here around the drag. Although it does get reset here.
It's gonna reset. Stav is really, really low. Does have both summoners and ultimate still, though, so feels confident to hang around.
Flagon drags in, and I secures
he
it.
gets it!
Booger should just have to flash out here, but
Guys, can't disrespect Stav like that. Really insane damage there. But you do see the Milio ultimate does keep him alive. But yeah, a lot of happening around the map right now. You're seeing the power of the Garen side laning. Gets 2 turrets. He took the base turret. That's huge. And what I was going to say about Lispy before all that broke out was, I think he has a really good understanding of when to fight and when not to fight. There are a lot of top laners that when that Rift Herald play went bad, they would have just felt like, my team's fighting, I gotta fight. They would have ran in. He recognized that the way he carries this game is not fighting that. It's just basing in the bush. Sorry, team. You guys chose a bad fight. You're going to die. I'm basing. I'm getting my items. I'm pushing top. And what does he do? He turns it into 2 turrets and a 3rd item. So that's just the power of like really good macro play that Lispy's known for. And you kind of see that on full display right there. And yeah, 3-item Garen. He's looking actually for a flank here behind the mid lane.
we have Tuccini
they've
and
started
Booger
Otacon.
starting out. They do spot out the Garen coming in. They're going to know that Garen's going to be coming in on a flank, but Mason's still finishing up red.
Yeah, Mason's not going to get there in time. Garen is really strong here.
Garen's going to be coming in 1v4.
I don't know if he can go in like this.
Oh, Tuccini. What? Oh, we have a big Ornhorn in. 4-man knockup.
Crazy. This fight is crazy.
Mason R's back in, but he's going to keep getting damage. And everyone's just on no HP.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
the cage is huge!
And the
cage is
Otacon
huge!
damage.
Oh, face flashing in!
And
Oh my
Jacob's-
goodness!
Whoa,
Oh, the
big
charm! What a charm! Oh my god!
Man,
That looked... I thought that was going to go terrible for Fruitcakes. Ollie C just went in 1v4 essentially. I thought he went in too soon because Mason wasn't there, but the back half of that fight was played out so well by the remaining members of Fruitcakes. Ari and Vagar both kited that out really, really well. They overcommitted into the cage, and then I love that.
I wonder if Cassin's gonna be able to. I wonder if
This
Tuccini's able
could
to
be
collect 2
dangerous.
kills here. Oh, Dashin gets charmed.
Yeah, I don't
Although-
know. What can Faye do? Faye has ult! Faye has ult!
so
Oh, barely not enough. Really good counterplay with the TP.
Pick up 2 kills here for them girding on the tower, yeah.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, you do have about a 1.5, 1.6k gold lead for the side of Fruitcakes after all of that. Yeah, I mean, wow. These
They've-
fights are so close right now.
And a lot of this gold's just been able to get generated from them killing, what is that, 5 turrets around the map? They've just been able to be keeping all these lanes pushed up and getting all the towers, which is getting them such a small gold lead for now, but it could...
Yeah, 5 to 1
mean a
turrets
lot.
is pretty massive. And they're just going to start autoconning again because you know that Lispy doesn't have teleport on the Garen. And so, yeah, they're able to just start autocon again. Lispy might end up getting Garen here, but it's going to take so long that I think they're okay with getting autocon.
Gonna end up getting the Garen here.
Well,
We'll
now
have to
he
see
can
how
go
it's at
threaten the
Autocon.
inhibitor is the thing. Yeah, he can go threaten the inhibitor. So if you could just delay the autocon at all here, just to give Garen time to get the inhibitor, would be huge. Oh,
Mason Orr's back in. Get
Mason's
stops!
huge there.
They should be able to
my God.
get the Autocon, but I wonder if Hoosier's a miracle smiting him.
Wow.
But they did
make
zone
it-
it out very well.
Okay, that's massive. Garen is pushing, gets the kill, gets the inhibitor, and you get Otacon. How did Stav go down there? I couldn't really tell what he took all that damage from. Was it really just Mason? I love the power of rewind. I love the power of
rewind a
rewind.
little bit too far, but
It's okay. The viewers can enjoy a replay. Everyone, let's focus in on Mason here because I mean, Stav is already chunked a little bit at the start, but I mean, he has flash up.
he does end up dashing in.
I think Stav.
Oh, he got arred away by Stav, and then Mason Orr's back in and managed to
comes
get the
back
kill.
in. Yeah, I think Stav lost about half his health to the Otacon, not gonna lie. Just the Otacon rings, and then Mason and Kai both just dive really, really well onto him there, and yeah, pick him up.
What I originally
really
thought,
nice team fighting.
what originally I thought happened during that fight is Jacob Ard, and I thought Mason was R'ing away. I saw that little movement come out, but I didn't realize that was Stav's ult coming out.
Yeah, because you're right. Yeah, if Stav ults first, Mason can always get back in with his own ultimate. And only a 2-item Hecarim, but put out a lot of damage that fight. And yeah, Kai's on his 2-item power spike. I think this is when this build really comes alive, is when you have these 2 items completed. And yeah, just really, really well done. You don't even have the stacked tier item yet onto Vagar, who's still going to get even stronger. Yeah, and you have a 3k gold lead now almost. If you're Fruitcakes, you're pretty comfortable here. You've picked up a dragon, so you've stopped like the soul stacking, and you have all the side lane advantage with Garen. Gonna have to be really interested to see. I think if you're Metabusters, you have to just try to find that dream fight. Get back to what was working. It's Foosier picking off Faye. It's Foosier picking off Eden. And then you have Cassidy and Tristana there to clean up. Gonna have to see what they can do here.
Although Metabusters are the kings of just finding like that one miracle fight where the game just swings back in their favor. Although they're not going to be
that's
opting
how I
for a
would
drag
describe their
here.
team. Yeah, their team is better than anyone at punishing a mistake. Like, you'll make one mistake, one person gets picked, they will wipe you in a team fight and then not let go. So, you know, they're not without a reach of doing that, that's for sure. Cassidon's putting on some damage onto Garen, but he's just going to ignore you and hit turrets.
Wonder if he's going to be able to pick up the kill here. Oh. Mason's going to end up finding Tuccini, force the flash, and...
Oh, he's going in?
Tuccini can slowly walk out, just has to get his flash burn there. And we do have Ornn TP coming down, and Sav recalling too.
Yeah, but
so
I
they're
think
looking to
you
really
get the
defend
Ornn
here.
TP. Yeah, you get the Ornn TP and you just walk away. You're fine with that.
Although they're going to look to probably transition to Nash. Have a couple of pings coming out.
Yeah, Baron does just now spawn, so yeah, they can just position around Nash, and it's a really hard comp to walk into.
And they do have a lot of scary face checks here. You don't want to face check an Ari Charm, don't want to face check a big Arcade. And
I think Lispy's got to be a little careful here. Going in really early by himself,
but he does end up getting 2 ults there. He gets out the Tristana ulti and gets out the Sona ult there.
Yeah, that's pretty big. Oh. You know, Mason doesn't have ult here. I think they can actually look onto him.
He's slowly falling.
Oh, he's just 1v3 in the back line. Oh,
And the Ornhard didn't come
barely
out there.
gets down.
And everyone's just
And
gonna
now
slowly
Future's
get
dead
picked
too.
up here. The Ari resets. I wonder if they could just threaten to end here.
Yeah,
Through
there
top
you
lane.
have it. I think they
Yep.
can look to end here. You've got 5 dead. You have minion waves coming, and yeah, that should be game 1. I think Metabusters there mistakenly tried to dive the backline. I think Mason was without ultimate. I think if you just put Jarvan ult on him and everyone hits him, you probably can pick him up there. I think that was a little bit of a misplayed team fight.
Wonder if I could just rewind one last time just to see.
Yeah, well, why not? Why not?
Because there's a lot going on in this fight.
So, yeah, he gets out a lot, but yeah, I mean, watch Mason in this fight. I feel like he's a little far up, and if Jarvan ults him, everyone can just hit him, no?
Oh, it doesn't help that Tusini
He
got...
does. Where's Stav in this?
He was
Stav is just
pushing
like
at mid
way
lane.
far away. That's just really uncoordinated. You have Tushini 1v3ing by the Raptors while Stav is just like by mid lane, not even in range to hit anyone. That's a really rare moment of like miscoordination by Metabusters. And yeah, just a really, really nice game 1. And I'm going to ask you a question, PB.
What's the question?
Are we going to see, is Garen going to get let through again?
I think Garen's just gonna get banned. I think they wanted to try the matchup out, and I didn't really think it'd go this bad because, you know, I think Corrin played really well into Blake last week, and we saw how good Avery Zorn looked into Lispy the week before, but I guess the Garen's just a different beast.
All he sees is a different beast. Lispy is a different beast. And yeah, you've seen why he's had the Garen permaban. Just puts out so much side lane pressure, has the ability to just find those one-shots, those chunks, and his Garen moves to 8-2 on the season, and just a really, really nice performance by him. And I thought Mason and Kai both had pretty solid performances. Eden and Faye had a little bit of that rough early lane, but bounced back pretty well in those team fights. But yeah, I know we don't give MVPs in the postseason, but my MVP would definitely be Lispy, though, this game. That Garen performance was massive.
Yeah, I agree too. We're almost. Yeah, we are actually going to be getting the draft like now.
Yeah, we rewinded one too many times, so we're hopping right into draft, and so it does appear that Metabusters chose to go red side after losing. So
wait, oh my god,
both teams have opted for red side this series so far. And you've seen a lot of blue side priority so far this season, so seeing teams opt for red side is interesting. That all-powerful last pick is pretty big. You know, but at the same time, I don't know. I mean, I guess it lets you counterpick Lispy, maybe, if you're Metabusters, because Tushini had a counterpick. And you knew what the top lane matchup was going to be. So it's not like you were really surprised. Yeah. And I mean, I don't hate, you know, I think in hindsight, you're like, okay, yeah, guys, Garen's permabanned. You let him have it. He beat you. At the end of the day, this is a really, really difficult team to ban against. I think the Garen, the Singed, the Echo, and the Udyr are all really, really hard to deal with. You have to give them one of them. So I don't hate the fact that they tried to beat the Garen. But yeah, at the same time, I assume they're going to come up with a different strategy for game 2. I don't think you want to run the Garen back. Because I said, you know, at least Stav's on an 80 carry that has some agency and can kind of outplay the Garen. It didn't feel like it at the end of that game. Like, Garen was just getting on backline regardless. So yeah, I definitely think you'd probably rather deal with something else. We'll see what that decision is.
Draft didn't start yet, right?
I don't know.
They did type originally 9:25, but
it's not started yet. I assume they're waiting on you, to be honest.
I think I have the assets are right? Because
yeah, it should be correct now. Should be. Yeah, what Noam said in chat though, wishes he could get a 5-game series based off that game one. I agree. That was one of the more fun games we've had in playoffs so far. Really, really strong back and forth game, and at the end of the day, I think Fruitcakes just managed to pull it out.
I do
I
wonder
think,
what the draft adaptation on Tristana is going to be here, because the Tristana did end up doing a lot there.
yeah, Tristana did really well. I think if you're meta busters, you'd be happy to play that again. But we're in. Let's see what the bans are.
So the Twitch ban stays the same. What else do we see banned coming out here?
I assume we're gonna. I bet they'll drop either the Echo or the Udyr. I think you want to ban the Singe, and I think you want to ban the Garen. You got to pick which one you're gonna give him between the Echo and the Udyr, in my opinion.
I think you gotta let Mason take the Echo.
Yeah, probably. I really like. I as the Echo guy, I think the pick is strong. I don't think it's unbeatable. It has looked unbeatable, but I don't think it is. Um,
Oh wait,
so
they're
we'll see.
letting
But
him play
no,
Garen again.
they're actually that scared of the Echo that they feel like they can deal with the Garen. Um, if you're Lispy here, do you do anything but just pick Garen?
I think you should just pick Garen again.
Like, I
I think
feel
you
like
should
you're
have no
egoing
fear.
this guy so hard not to just pick Garen here, to not ban Garen, but they really feel that the Echo is worse. And what's Korn gonna do? Is it gonna be he's gonna run back the Ornn again, or does he have something else in mind? But yeah, this is pretty standard fruitcakes. They just first pick Eden's Milio.
Maybe Corn just does end up just let's ego it a little bit. Let's go Darius. Like throw down the gauntlet a little bit.
Yeah, how does Darius do in the Garen? I don't really know, but yeah, with season
Ooh.
on the line, is Korn really gonna go 6 straight games of Ornn? Like, is that how he wants to season on the line? Is that how he wants to do it? We will see.
We do see
Um,
Jacob picking up his Nami here. I
yeah,
mean, like you said, you have the season on the line. You kind of have to go back with all
go back
your.
to comfort. Go back to what works. I agree for sure. The Nami is Jacob has always looked great on Nami, so you love to see it. Bean thinks that Darius
Oh,
Garen's
it's
a Darius favored
Renekton.
skill matchup. See, I
Uh,
think Garen would rather play into Renekton than Darius, though. Maybe I'm wrong on that, but uh, I'm surprised that he would choose the Renekton over his Darius. That's my take. I don't think Renekton's particularly strong right now. I think he's fine. But yeah, Corn's like the player that I feel like in seasons past and even earlier this season, if Darius was open, he's picking it every single time. So it's curious to see why he uh, has chosen not to prioritize that.
we do have Faye favoring the Jin here this game instead of favoring the
The
Veigar like in
Veigar.
last game.
Yeah, Faye has been historically pretty solid at Jhin. One of Faye's better champions, I would say. Although the Veigar, other than the early lane, I thought the Veigar did really well. Did its
And now they
job in
lock
those
in
late
the
game
Garen.
fights. And this is just confusing me for meta busters because you opt to take red side, but what's the point? Like, you still gave Lispy counter pick even though you have red side, and you gave him the Garen. I'm gonna withhold judgment until we see how it plays out, but this is not the adaptation I was expecting to see.
Oh, we have stop locking in vain here. That's kind of interesting.
That's hype.
That does ensure a whole lot better scaling than the Tristana, but I still think it's gonna be kind of hard in the late game to kind of play these fights.
But I'm pretty sure I agree with Bean in chat. I think Garen does just blow up Renekton. Like, you got to win early for sure. We'll see what that looks like. Stav with the Vayne maybe has a little bit more
Lilia,
outplay
man.
potential, but yeah, Mason's Lilia has been good. I mean, I assume they're going to give Tushini last pick unless they also think that giving jungle last pick's really important. Uh, yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know what this band's gonna end up being here from Metabusters, but what Fruitcakes do is
I,
their last band? They did Lux last time, so I think they're gonna. Wait, no,
I do think
no,
one thing that
Metabusters
could
banned
help.
Lux.
They banned the Annie. One
Ooh,
one thing that could help would be to have a lot more CC on the side of Metabusters. I think playing against Garen, if you don't have a lot of crowd control to try to lock him down, it can be difficult. Yeah, they had Jarvan, but they didn't have like really good CC. So Garen was able to literally in that last
Ooh,
team fight go in
Diana.
1v4, then just run out the other side. I think you need to be able to actually CC the Garen to the point where you can actually threaten to kill him if he goes in. Um,
The Diana
Diana is
insta lock in is
interesting.
pretty interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. Is Diana that strong right now? Like, we'll see. You got to have a good mid pairing in mind with Diana, which historically has always been Diana Yasuo. But I don't know if I've seen Tushini play Yasuo, and I don't actually think you'd want to be Yasuo against a Garen either. So we'll see. And then yeah, Kai just is of course going to go for the Ari again. Really comfort pick for him. Played really well, and um, Mason hovering a lot of different things here. I think he wants to be some engage for his team. They don't really have engage right now. Wukong would make sense.
Yeah,
He's
I
historically
think
been
the
a really
Wukong's
good
gonna be
Wukong.
solid here. Oh,
Oh, Viego would be ego, but I don't think it makes as much sense. Yeah, the Wukong has been really, really good champ for Mason in seasons past. I don't know how much he's played it this season, but makes sense here.
I wonder what Tuccini ends up locking in here with the season on the line.
Yeah, I mean, game five here, he went for the hard scaling of. I mean, Talia could maybe make sense here, but there's just not much crowd control on the side of Metabusters.
Ends up going with what?
Oh, it's Diana
Ivern
mid.
jungle and Ivern mid.
Diana mid,
Oh, even
Ivern
bamboozle.
jungle. Whoa. Huh.
Seems like Metabusters really just want to have a big ball comp here.
Yeah. You know, I feel like you say, okay, Metabusters comp needs to snowball kind of hard, but it's not like there's absurd scaling on the side of fruitcakes. This seems like a game where it's just really going to come down to who wins those 2v2s, those 3v3s, who can just outplay in these skirmishes. Um, yeah, I don't know. I assume that the AI tool said that Ivern on 5 is just like Giga OP here. We will see if it works, but I like it. I personally am a big fan of Ivern, and I think the pick is just strong in general. I don't know how it does into Wukong specifically, but I always think you want to pair Ivern with melee bruisers, melee divers. So Renekton plus Diana make a ton of sense to pair with your Ivern here. And so that's pretty exciting. To see Tushini go to Diana mid season on the line is pretty hype. That's not really a popular mid pick anymore. It used to be. I don't know how it fares into Ari specifically. I think Ari will probably be okay because Diana has to kind of come at you in a straight line, which sets up for Ari charms, and Ari can always ult away to try to get out of like the Diana ultimate. But if the Iron hits a root and Diana immediately follows it up, you can kind of potentially burst Ari before she's able to ult away. So we will see. This is gonna be a really fun one.
Although I do think this Diana can be like a really big draft adaptation because I did feel like a lot in the last game there was just a lot of clumping, so maybe getting a huge ult onto like 3 4 members could be like in the cards for Diana here and just kind of burst the whole team.
Yeah, I don't know. I To me, I'm just if I'm trying to figure out what's Fruitcake's best like way to win this one, it's probably Garen dominating again. Um, I think Renekton has a better chance of fighting back against the Garen early, but I also think that if the Garen gets ahead, Renekton's going to have an even harder time of trying to like stabilize. Um, so I really think they're kind of challenging Lispy here, kind of challenging him to like fight him head on because I don't think you can like weak side the Renekton. Like I think Ivern has to go top some and try to fight against the Garen. Like I think that's how you have to play it, and that's not. I don't know. That's not what I would personally want to do into a player as strong as Lispy, but I respect the attempt. We will see how it goes. But I do also question, would you still not just rather have the Darius here? I don't know. We will see.
I am slowly but surely making the where is it? Boom.
Don't ever apologize, King.
Boom, boom,
You're a
boom.
hero for even doing it in
I
the
got it.
first place.
I got it.
All right. So Tushini has one game of Diana, 0-1.
And Future's
Stav only
first
1
timing the Ivern.
Wow. I mean, Jacob obviously has the comfort on Nami, and Korn does have 25 games of Renekton, but I mean, 10 and 15 with a 1.7 KD is not exactly impressive. And on the other side, you've got winning KD, you've got winning win percentage with pretty strong KDs across the board. A lot more comfort on the side of Fruitcakes. Gonna have to see if this Metabusters cook is like what they can pull off. We will see. Yeah, Avery does have a good point as well in chat. Darius does feel like he has to go Ghost Flash most of the time. And so, yeah, I think potentially having something like Teleport could make sense. Although, we'll see when we load into game, but I don't know if Garen goes Ignite again. Does Renekton want to match him Ignite? Like, do you need to do that? I have no idea. We will see, but champ matchup. So Renekton actually does favorably
Where'd it
into
go?
the
What's right here?
Garen. 4 and 2 into Garen. All right, buddy. Slow it down.
I'm trying to pause it. Wait, no, where is it?
Garen does.
Where is it?
All right.
Here.
All right.
No, we have time. All right, right here.
There we go.
Found it.
So top jungle favors the Renekton and the Ivern. Granted, it is small sample size. Ari favored in the Diana. That doesn't surprise me. That's got to be bugged for Jhin to be 5-4 and for Vayne to be 5-5 into Jhin, but
it's even. Because Jhin in number 4.
True. Good save. And then Milio actually one more win into Nami, but Nami does have the better KDA. I actually think Vayne is good into Jhin. I think Vayne is a lot harder to play than Jhin. So I think that could be part of why that win rate looks a little more even.
But if I had to trust an AD playing Vayne, I'd trust Stav.
Yeah, I do. I am excited to see Stav's Vayne. Not something he's played a ton of. As someone that's been playing ADC in the server for quite a while at this point, it's interesting to see him go to a pick that he doesn't have quite as many games on. It is interesting too. Earlier in the season, you had teams potentially even double or triple banning Stav out. Like they would ban Twitch, they would ban Jinx, they would ban Kog'Maw. Now it's this series, only the Twitch is banned, and he's actually chosen not to go for those hyper scalers like the Kog'Maw and the Jinx. Has still gone for scaling with Vayne and Tristana, but must feel like those historically popular picks for him aren't as good right now.
Still just trying to wrapping my head around this draft like a whole bunch.
All right, I'm back. Sorry, had to get another drink. Yeah, I don't know. This is going to be an interesting one. It's hard to predict. If I do have to make a prediction, I'm not going to bet against Ollie's, or keep saying Ollie's, excuse me. I'm not going to bet against Lispy Garen until I see it lose again. So if I got to favor anyone, it probably is Fruitcakes. But I would love to see Metabusters give us another super close game and maybe pull it out this time, send us to a game 3. Because that game, last time, I think that game could have went either way. Because, I mean, really, Metabusters should have had a significant gold lead for a large part of that game when it was rather even because of how many turrets Fruitcakes have picked up. If they didn't have all those turrets, Metabusters would have had a pretty sizable gold lead when they had that, like, 6-kill advantage. So maybe if you can slow down that turret taking, and you can still find that same type of success in the scrapping, maybe it can look a little bit better for them. Garen goes Ignite again. Renekton takes Teleport. I think runes are pretty standard. Diana goes Phase Rush. Pretty standard stuff.
I have no idea why they're just pinging mid over and over again.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
There's a lot of cover here.
Oh. I mean, even if you hit that, you don't. Whoa! You do right there. You see the power of Ivern with these melee bruisers, though. If
they
Ivern
end up
hits
picking
those,
forward.
oh, they don't get it critically. But yeah, you see the power of Ivern. If he hits those roots, it lets Renekton and Diana instantly jump on you to follow up. You know, and this is a game too where if Tushini, this is like a game where Tushini could carry, because if he gets going on the Diana, I think Garen will be the only champion that he could potentially struggle against. Everyone else, if the Diana gets fed, is danger of getting blown up constantly. So gonna be really curious to see how it goes.
The ulti has a nice little group, so you do get a little bit of extra CC that you're kind of lacking with Kassadin in the last game.
True. Yeah, I think Diana scales fine. But yeah, we're really got to track this top lane.
That's gonna be the big matchup of the game.
Yeah, because if Garen just gets a lead too quickly, I think it could go rough. But you know, one thing with the Ivern has a little bit more of an ability to just kind of go where he pleases on the map. And, you know, maybe he could try to cover Korn a little bit earlier. Maybe he could try to shut down Lispy from proxying as early. I don't know.
But
I mean, Lispy's just going to go for the proxy again. I mean,
Korn gets gonna sack the minions.
Whoa.
What if he...
Lispy's in a little bit of danger here, but he's just, you know, at the same time, he's just wasting Korn's time. As long as he doesn't actually die there, Korn is just seeding farm to the turret.
We do have a big bot trade coming out here.
It was a good route by Faye to trade some damage back. Oh, the phase rush on Diana is really interesting. It's a really fun pick.
It seems like it's just gonna be like the Kassadin lane all over again, with like someone dashes in, and then you immediately just eat a counter back.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on this little mid matchup going on, Diana versus Ahri?
You know, I just haven't seen Diana mid in so long. Like, historically, it's a pretty decent laner because it can farm and chunk with the Q poke. And it does pretty solid damage, but, you know, Ahri's just a really hard champ to ever beat.
If Fuji coming in for the gank, that's it, the snare. Oh, he manages to hit.
The root is huge! The root is huge!
And they do end up killing. Oh, and another 2v2 bot.
That is huge! Oh my god, that's exactly... Oh!
This is the kind of sword you want. Oh! And Stop gets the kill here, too.
Oh, does he die?
No, just barely lives.
Oh, uh-oh,
Mason should be able to pick up one.
Although
the rule means Flash gets burned out by Mason. But I wonder how Fuji is going to come in here.
Feats of Warfare! That's already Feats of Warfare!
Does she need dashes in? Should be able to burn.
Oh, okay.
Does manage to save the Flash here.
Look, but yeah, that was exactly what you needed by Fuji. You know, we've talked about how he's played really well in these early aggressive picks. Ivern is kind of the same while being more of a supported pick than something like the Jarvan or the Pantheon. Still has the ability to make plays a ton early, but more of that supported pick, like I just said. And that route he hit top into Lispy, I mean, that's crazy that they were able to first blood Lispy with him still holding Flash. Like, he just felt like I could backstep, sidestep it, and Fuji just target locked. I mean, that's a huge first blood. You give it onto Korn. It's exactly what you need to have happen. And Feats of Warfare pre-4 minutes is huge.
And Korn's going to have a little item upgrade here, having a pickaxe versus just a longsword. It should make these trades actually go pretty good for Korn.
Yeah, if he can start winning this 1v1 like by himself now, that would be so big for MetaBuster's chances in this game. But with Lispy holding on to the Flash and the Ignite, I don't think he's actually in too much danger of his matchup going super bad. But we'll see.
Oh, here comes Fuji. Ooh, Flash.
Oh, the Flash root. Are they going to have the damage?
Gotta be close. The slow is kind of big. Oh, just barely both live. They should be able to translate into a drag here for the side of MetaBusters.
Oh yeah, can we get those objective timers on if you have a moment?
Oh my god, you're right. Oh,
it is huge! Fuji is on one right
Jacob
now.
just barely misses the bubble. That almost could have been a double kill there coming out for MTB.
The Ivern pick is massive right now. Big roots coming around both top and bot. So mid lane will get really exciting once both champs have ult. Although I didn't even notice it, Kai is actually fallen pretty far behind in CS, which is not what you expect as the ranged character in that matchup. Corn does have 6.
He does. He is able to prevent the proxy. It's going a whole lot better for Corn this game. A whole lot less proxying coming out by the Garen.
So I think Corn is in danger of. I don't know. If I'm Corn, I'm worried about you. Got to be careful. If Lispy gets 6 and is able to like flash on you before you are able to press R, you are in danger of just getting.
Oh, the flash in! Oh my God, the solo!
Okay. That's pretty hype. He does end up going trade, but I think he's happy with that. I don't know. It gives Garen a shutdown. I assume you're happy with that.
Well, it mostly just depends on the top wave. But I'll check.
You do love. Yeah, you love to see the aggression coming out of Corn here.
He doesn't want to back down this last game. He wants to go down kicking and screaming. If he
That's
does
what I
have
want
to
to see, man. I've been critical. Like, playing Ornn every single game in a row is a little snoozer. I'd love to see that man who's historically been a great carry to just go on to those carry picks like the Renekton and just have a good performance so far. Really big out of him. Mason did manage to pick up 3 grubs as Metabusters picked up Drag.
The one thing that Corn does have to be wary about here is that Mason is on top side, so he could look to gank and really ruin their life. But Fuji is answering bot here.
Yeah, he does. He will see Mason on vision, but his wave is in a bad spot. He's in a bad way right now because if he walks up and dies with no flash, no ult, game gets really hard. He's gonna have to play really disciplined here because Ivern is just in no position to help him out at the moment. I would say if you can put those objective timers on while we have a quick.
Okay, yeah, you're right. Yeah, where is it? Interface, you said?
It's in the bottom. No, it's in the bottom. No. Like go.
Oh yeah, you're right. This.
Yeah. There you go. Mason is coming top though. This is really bad. I don't know if Corn can live this.
Bulls burn their ults here. He can always TP back though. He was able to save his TP through all this time.
Yeah, he does have teleport. That's a good call out. And Ivern will be topside to try to assist him. But, I mean, I don't know. That's kind of on him. He kind of got left to dry with Ivern spending so much time bot lane.
But he isn't going to really lose out on too much here. We have Jacob getting a little mobile here, but I think he just has to return bot. Not too much going around in the top side right now. There isn't much going on here for the next like 2 minutes because grubs don't come up for another 2 and then dragon shortly after. I wonder if Metabusters is going to look for like 1 or 2 more plays here with this Ivern around the map.
So to me, it's going to be really, really important to see what does Tushini get done with his first ultimate.
Ooh, both the CC just barely missed, but Kai ults in. We do have Jin opening up here.
Actually in danger of getting shut down. They are clumped.
Does fall. Can turn. If Tushini wants to, but we do have Jacob and Sav behind, and there's not many ult charges left.
Tushini still has ult.
The big bubble. The 4-man ult.
It's 4-man ult.
And I wonder if he keeps chasing.
Down on the Sav. Doesn't want to commit the flash and is just going to take that. That ends up being a 1-for-1.
If Stav still had ulti, I think Sav would keep going, but...
I agree. I think Fruitcake's got pretty lucky there that actually didn't snowball into more. That was a pretty massive ultimate by Tushini. I called it out. You got to watch for that first ultimate. And, I mean, hitting a 4-man ult there's huge.
It was very good patience, too, waiting until just the very last moment, but...
Oh!
The flash RN. Oh!
But so he'll live, but he has to leave or he'll die. He has to leave or he'll die, I think.
No, I think he can use the wave. I think he's safe.
Okay. If he can save some of that farm.
But it could be bad because Lispy could look to start a proxy here, but Corn ends up just resetting here.
Yeah, I think the double Jacob. Nami ult, huge.
Looks onto Jacob, onto Faye.
Yeah, the damage just isn't quite there. Nice combo by Jacob, but
you do get the barrier there though, so I think you can look for a trade later.
It's positive for sure, and we have the Ocean Drag coming up in 50 seconds, and you won't have summoners on Jin for that fight, which would be pretty big.
Oh, but we have the R coming in.
Really nice gank.
Oh, but Fuji comes in with the save. Oh, but Tushini just falls. I thought he'd have enough.
Yeah,
I thought he'd have enough shields from the Ivern, but
not quite. I mean, the Wukong is on Trinity Force right now. His damage is really, really high.
so this should mean that Fruitcakes end up getting the grubs, and I wonder what's gonna happen for this next drag fight if they do end up contesting. Mason is pretty strong right now, so I think you could try and send the fight bot.
Yeah, I mean, Mason's playing really well right now.
Oh wow. The Iron by Tuccini, but I think Kai can just ult away.
Yeah, I mean, you go R for R here, ult for ult, and then you have drag up. Maybe you can look for drag now. But, yeah. I will say that Diana has opted for a scaling build. Like, he's going for the Rod of Ages. It's going to be kind of a late Rod of Ages, but it's what he's gone for. So Diana will only get stronger as the game goes on. Diana actually has the most farm in the game, which is pretty impressive. But, I mean, I don't know, man. Ivern came top, helped Korn get a first blood, and then you've just abandoned him the entire rest of the game. I don't agree with that. Like, I don't feel like we're setting up the Renekton for success if we only give him that one little bit of health. But we'll see.
I do think they probably getting the Stav super duper fed, but they're gonna look for a big dive here.
So Tuccini doesn't have ultimate, but I do think the dive is still definitely possible once this wave gets in. Jacob will have ult here. If the Nami can hit a big ultimate, it could be a really clean dive.
Yeah,
they
should
need the Nami ultimate.
I wonder if they're able to pick up Kai here too on the back of this.
Oh, I didn't have flash or ult. He's got to be a little careful walking up. They could probably turn it into drag. Garrett is proxying and going to look for a reset. It should be drag. Okay. Yeah, I mean, you're right. You know, they are kind of abandoning Korn, but it's not like they're not getting anything for it. Stav is really, really fed, and you are getting a second dragon, so that's fine. I think.
Oh, but I wonder if Mason goes in for the steal. Oh, he misses.
Oh my god.
He's gonna have to flash out.
He could have had it. That's really big, and now you're 2 dragons on Meta Busters as you're working towards a Mountain Soul, and Mountain Soul would be pretty big this game for them.
You're gonna notably be down Mason Flash for this eventual Herald fight, so can't have any like Flash R shenanigans.
Yeah, Renekton not having Flash is, excuse me, Wukong not having Flash is pretty big. It takes away a lot of his playmaking potential.
Oh, they are looking to maybe punish Lispy here on this top.
Yeah, Lispy has no Flash here. I definitely think he's potentially punishable, but he is pretty fast to just run away.
Stav? He's on for the 1v2. This is pretty ego. Oh, he might get it. Oh, the fortune gets away from a minion.
Pushes the minion.
But he
pushed him away.
But Stav just lives. And Stav should get 2 here.
Oh, it's tiny. The fade away. The fade away by Eden. Wow.
I was
really good use of the Invis to make Jin 4-shot the minion there. I don't know. You'd love to see that out of Stav.
I think that's pretty good though.
At the end of the day, there
pushing in. I think that's so
Milio that actually, and Milio picked up the shutdown too, so you don't even give that over to the Jin.
Oh, but Mason's in on mid here. Big RN. But Kai's down.
Tuccini does his rod now. Doing big damage. I like that flash is secure. If Ivern gets there, this could be huge.
Just have the body box some ult shots. Oh, I wonder what Lispy's gonna end up doing here.
Watch Garen. Garen has flash almost. Not quite. Even game again. We are getting a banger game. 1K gold lead for Metabusters, 4 kill lead, 2 drag lead, but it was once again 2 drags for trade of 6 grubs. We saw the damage that Garen did last game with 6 grubs. We're gonna have to track that again. Right now, no turret is taken. Feats of Warfare.
It's gonna
to Metabusters, and if Metabusters gets this first turret bot lane right here, they will get it. Feats.
So I wonder what they end up doing here about this Rift Herald coming up. Wonder if they end up.
You don't have to fight it. You definitely think you could fight it, but you don't have to. You definitely want to fight if Stav can be involved though. So Lispy just face tanks him and gets himself a drag. I mean a turret, excuse me.
Oh, he good follow.
Flash.
Yeah, this is a nice little solo.
Hey, nice job by Korn. Like, okay, you're Lispy and you're on your Garen, but you're not allowed to disrespect me like that, is what Korn just said. And that's pretty big. Getting a kill back, he'll turn that into a tower, so you're still up 1 tower after he picks up top turret. And yeah, now there will be no Garen flash, which makes him have a lot less threat onto something like the Vayne.
And you know, Lispy was dying with the purpose there to try and get the tower, but I think Korn's gonna be able to answer back with the top tower of his own too.
Yeah,
and Meta Busters are about to get the Rift Herald here too.
Yeah, I really don't think that ends up being worth for Lispy. I think that's a rare misplay by him, because I think you could have fought topside objective with your Wukong, with your Garen with Flash, with your Ahri potentially, but with him going down, you're not able to fight any of that. And,
Although he can maybe get caught here because Garen has
Garen can come and fight him, but Ivern's coming, and if Ivern gets there, I think you're okay.
We have a TB coming in from Puccini while Mason's ulting in. I don't know if they saw that. Oh, he just lives. Oh my god, there was so much healing.
Redemption is huge. Oh my god, they can really clean them up here potentially. If Puccini can find a way to get onto the backline. He doesn't have flash, so okay. I feel like Mason got lucky there, just get to walk out. But you see the power of the Ivern, the shielding, the redemption healing. Like, you thought Korn was going to go down there. No, sir.
You wonder what they're going to try and accomplish here. Oh.
Uh-oh, Jacob's just got
going to get caught here. Oh, but the Ivern shields and the format on.
Oh, that's a huge ult.
Korn's keeping fair.
Can they get anything else? Can they get anything else?
Oh, wait, Stav got charged. And Stav goes there. And Mason dashed back in. Oh.
Over chase into a just snap punish. And this is not good if you're a Fruitcakes fan.
Wonder what's going to happen here. Korn is really big, but he doesn't have R here, and he can just kind of get CC'd.
Yeah.
He's going to slowly go down. And this is just really smart also by Lispy to pick up stuff mid.
Yeah, he immediately just runs mid and gets that turret. Oh, man. Jacob had been playing a really immaculate game. That's his first death, but that's a bad time to die. Just really just disrespected his positioning, got picked off, and yeah, they were able to just turn that fight really, really big for the side of Fruitcakes.
I do wonder
game
what
is still pretty even.
I do wonder what's going to happen with this dragon, because Metabusters can still fight this. You do have the TP still up by Renekton, and Renekton's coming in now.
Yeah, Stav's on 2 items. Critically, Stav did not have flash that fight. The Vayne will have flash this time around. That makes a big difference. Don't get it twisted. Tushini's... Can't tell if his ult's back up yet. I don't think it almost is, or maybe it is already. He's been finding big ults. He just went for this Rod of Ages build, so his damage isn't like insane yet.
But they might be face checking this Garen. If he can get the shield, he might be able to live. And he
Garen moment.
Oh, and Mason gets a big engage onto Jacob and Korn. I wonder how
the carries are in the backline. No, the carries are on the backline. What can Stav and Tushini do here? Big ult. Big damage.
If Mason can fall, but the ulti is to get the reset.
Lispy's without flash. I don't
really think there's a fight here. I think it's just try to reset the drag and don't let him take it. But
yeah, I mean that's just I
think Fruitcakes can still just take it.
Yeah, I think they can too. Well, I don't know. They're nervous though.
Pretty hard. Down a lot of ults. Korn can still TP back in. I mean, if you're Metabusters, you can still just run back to this dragon and start hitting it with everyone on a recall.
I think you can now. That was huge by Lispy though to pick off Ivern at the start of the fight. Like if Ivern's alive, I think the fights are really, really playable for Metabusters. And you saw that the damage that the Vayne could do even with Ivern going down. Yeah, and it looks like they are just gonna give them the drag. Yeah. Korn's walking down to cover mid. I think that's smart. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, they get third drag. That's really, really big. And you know that should not have happened after Ivern gets picked off, but that was just some absolute heroics by the side of Stav and Tushini to just play that 2v4 out really, really well. 2v5 out to be frank, actually.
One item that I think we all kind of missed getting built is that Mason ended up. Oh, there's a pause. Hold on. I was born for this moment. Where is it? It's not in here. It's not in here. I was hoping the DoorDash gap thing was in there, but I can't find it. What I was gonna mention is Mason has serpents now, so a lot of the shielding in general is just gonna be down. The Ivern shields are gonna be down. The Renekton shielding.
I didn't even notice that.
Even some
And
of the Diana
has
shields
shielding.
too.
So yeah, I mean, it's a pretty smart purchase by him, I would assume. I don't know the math. I assume that's a smart purchase. Mason's usually pretty smart. And yeah, that shielding being cut is a pretty big thing, because Mason's able to apply that damage to everyone when he goes in with his ultimate. But I mean, I don't know, if you're Metabusters, like, you're a little bit behind, but you're only one off Mountain Soul. You have a Vayne. Tushini and Stav especially are really playing well at the moment. Definitely still in this.
They just have to make sure they're respecting the Otacon here, because Fruitcakes love to just hit it. Lispy loves to just kind of rip it and just... And this could be a little tempo trap here, because I still think a lot of people have to recall. Stav's only just coming out of base now, but...
Yeah, that's a good point by you, but at the same time, we saw last game, Metabusters kind of threw with the Otacon because it just gets you so chunked out that it ruins Stav. So potentially, if Fruitcakes tries to take an ill-timed Otacon and you can get some chunk onto Wukong or Garen before the fight starts, that could be really favorable for the side of Metabusters. Because I mean, right now, like, Jin is on 1.25 item, and I think Jin built static Shiv first, so the Jin is basically an ant at the moment. No, if like, just the damage is not there. Your Garen and your Wukong are doing so much that it hasn't really felt impactful yet. But if Garen or Wukong ever mispositions and gets taken out really quickly in a fight, I think you could realize that this Fruitcakes comp is lacking a little bit of damage. So gonna have to track that. And I think Tushini has been hitting massive ultimates. He just doesn't have a strong damage build at the moment. If this game lasts long enough for him to pick up second and third item, and he still continues to hit 3 or 4 man ultimates, that can just be a team fight winner at a certain point.
Tuccini has done a very good job this game of just staying patient. He's been able to really get his ults when he hits everyone. Oh, we're back in the game finally.
We're back. Let's get it. Yeah, no, see, that's what you want to see. So, I mean, I think it was only his second game on Diana, but he looks really comfortable on the pick, which is big. I love seeing players pull out these, like, it's not like no one's ever played Diana mid, but it's not exactly like a popular pick. And to see him pull it out, have that comfort on it, and play really well is exciting. It froze for me. I don't know if that's just me.
It froze for me too. Just because Pause is still trying to, like, now we're good. Okay. Now we should be good.
We're good.
They're going to try and work to get vision around this top side to really make sure they can't sneak it.
Yeah.
But I do wonder.
Just so scary right now when he's on this 2-item power spike.
Oh, he does end up forcing the Kai ult out.
That is pretty huge.
Now if they do start, it's very hard for them now to start it on top side, because if Diana does end up TPing up top, then they can get a really massive R going.
Kai's trading back pretty effectively, but now that Kai is without ultimate, he has to be a little respectful of Tushini's ability to stop him. And you know, I like that redemption. That's pretty smart. You just, well, I don't like it. If
I don't like it.
But
wonder what happens on this little face check here. Ooh, so ends up getting the snare. Mason could be caught here.
He's looking for the solo kill bot. He burns Kai's flash.
And Mason dies too.
They pick off Mason. And Kai is going to go down there. That's the power of that redemption. That was really smart.
You start flip-flopping. Oh, it may not be. It's pretty good. Oh, it might be bad, but it ends up being very good.
It would not have made sense if he reset, but I really like what Fuzier saw there. Sees the advantage that he can give him. And yeah, Kai sticking around once his ultimate was gone is just really disrespectful. Like, yeah, you have flash, but Diana can dash twice. So flash is not enough to get away from that champion. And just a really good punish by Tushini. And then at the same time, they win the 4v4 topside, get a shutdown on Mason.
And they
That's
also
huge.
They also end up preventing Lispy from getting the mid tower too. He's just not been able to get as many towers as he was able to last game in this one.
Yeah,
So
and I think part of that's just they're responding better. I mean, I don't even think it was like he should have gotten all the ones he got last game. It felt like sometimes they were just not respecting his ability to hit the turrets, and they were just not matching. They've done a much better job of recognizing where Lispy's going to try to pressure and sending people to answer. Like right now, they're sprinting people bot lane here to try to match this bot turret, and yeah, Lispy's won't even be able to get damage on that. Really, really smart.
we
And
have two.
at this point. It's still only a 500 gold lead though. I mean, this game is just on a knife's edge.
I do wonder what's going to happen in 2 minutes because Soul's going to be coming up and Nash is going to be coming up at the same time. And
Yeah,
the side of
I don't know
Fruitcakes
if
doesn't really have a good burst. I mean, I don't really know how good Garen damage is onto like these objectives, but the Jhin damage isn't as strong. So I don't
yeah.
really
I mean,
know.
Garen and Wukong can take it pretty fast, but it's not going to be like an insanely quick Baron because you don't have that much damage coming out of mid and bot right now. And Tushini does pick up that Leandri's finally. Track his damage in the next team fight. If he hits a multi-man ultimate, I think we're all going to be shocked at how much the damage has increased from the previous ones.
Everyone's just
And yeah, I mean, Kai is grouping mid because it's really difficult for Kai to actually match the side lane at this point. Yeah, they're kind of just
also
grouping
Stav's
hard.
on Terminus now for this fight. Like Stav's going to be shredding really hard in this fight. Oh, but Mason could be looking at Stav here.
Watch Garen. Garen's
Garen
coming
here.
out the
Flash
side.
R. Oh, Stav goes
One
down.
shot Stav.
But
That's
Tuccini gets a
massive.
massive ulti back too.
Well, there's the play though. There's the ultimate. It's huge.
Tuccini does
And
get
they trade.
started up.
And they trade Garen back. They can trade Garen back.
Oh,
and be
here comes
huge.
Corn. Corn can get
Corn's
onto
going big.
Eden.
Corn's going big. That's
Flash
exactly
out by
what you
Jhin.
needed out of him.
Wow.
Yeah, and those
Oh.
the pings coming down onto Renekton are so right here. That was massive by Korn. That looked dire. That could have been game losing for the side of Metabusters if that team fight had just been a wipe. But massive, massive by the Renekton to trade a couple back there. And at this point, it's just 3 for 3 with objectives coming up in 20 seconds and 10 seconds respectively.
And I think Metabusters should be the first people on the map. Lispy's gonna be pretty late to this, so they can kind of just start this whenever, and they could
Yeah, I mean,
end up
and
getting
you
Mountain Soul here.
And you saw the power of Lispy there. Like, he flashed in one-shot Stav. He doesn't have flash for the next fight. Stav still does. That is not repeatable. That was so big by Korn to save that play. They are now able to get Soul, like you just pointed out, unless Mason can find a miracle steal here. Does have the blast cone, so he can definitely get over and look for it.
Although he's gonna have to judge it. He doesn't have the wards on it yet. Oh, here we go. Oh, but Mason doesn't get it. He
Get
gets
it,
CC.
and he gets... That's Baron. Wow. That's exactly what you needed if you're Metabusters.
Man, it's the second time this game that Mason kind of went into the pit to try and like steal it, but he fails to smite both times, and now Metabuster's gonna end up getting Nash here too. And
Yeah,
they could really
I
blow the
get
doors
it.
off this game.
Yeah, you don't want to give them Soul, but now you can't get Baron. You're just giving them Baron, so I don't know, really difficult spot. That fight going bad. I mean, that was just heroics by Korn. Like, he's having a great performance right now on this Renekton.
But I wonder what Lispy's doing here. Gets stunned into the wall.
Oh, really nice stun by Stav.
Oh, he's just getting
Lispy's
shredded.
dead here. And that feels like a little bit of desperation by Lispy to even try to walk up and contest that. Like, you don't have flash, you're 1v3 essentially, and you don't even have your jungler, so it's not like you're going to ever steal it. That felt like desperation to me. And yeah, you see it now. If Tushini jumps onto Kai, Kai has to blow ultimate, and now he can just re-wrap when the ultimate wears off.
Well, I don't
I
know
don't
if
think
these guys
Mason
can
wins
1v2. I think Tuccini can 1v2 here.
Oh, gets a nice
The
little.
ultimate!
Oh, the big damage on a Mason.
Dude, the
I mean-
Diana pick is looking really, really nice at the moment. But, I mean, you're just seeing some absolute heroics out of the solo lanes here for Metabusters. Really, really impressive stuff.
I mean, this Wukong just not tanky against AP threats at all. There's no MR and barely any HP in Mason's
I mean, you
build.
called it. He went for the Serpent's
Serpent's.
Fang, which, I mean, it cuts the shields, but it's not really what you'd expect in like a Bruiser Wukong build. Usually Wukongs go Triforce into like more bruisery. He's super squishy with that build.
Yeah, and they can easily collapse on Lispy here and get the bot tower here too.
Yeah, Metabusters is playing like a
Oh, but
well-oiled
Faye
machine
opens up with
right
the
now.
ult. And
Uh-oh,
the
uh-oh.
shields. Wait,
Oh,
but
the turret is
Corn's gonna have to R?
wrecking them.
Oh.
Whoa, why didn't he R?
I don't think he realized
Oh,
the
man.
damage. But
That's
Lispy's caught. Eden's forced to R back.
I think if you're Metabusters here, you need to just walk away and wait for Corn to respawn. A little bit unfortunate that I think he just didn't realize that the turret would actually finish him off there. Definitely could have R'd and lived, but
Oh,
they're
and here
still
comes
looking
Sov.
though. Holy, they're still looking.
Really big charm. He can flash in, maybe reset his ulti off of Faye here.
Tushini in. Tushini, watch Tushini here. He has
Oh,
flash. He has
big
R.
ult.
3 man.
And they go
Whoa,
down. They can maybe threaten to end here, or
Yeah. Right now they're saying Lispy, if you want to base race our Baron, go right ahead. I think Lispy's praying that they're just going to stop after the inhib. Maybe you trade turret for inhib, but I think if you're Metabusters here, you just keep going. Korn has teleport. He could even TP in. If they want to look for the end here, it is all in their sights.
Corn doesn't end up finding Lispy there, but he's gonna TP
Watch
in
Lispy
too.
here. Lispy's flash is about to come up.
Dashes in,
But I
and
mean,
he's
at
just
this
getting
point,
shredded.
he's just getting
And
shredded.
Mason's rooted. Man,
And yeah, that's
it's gonna
just
be
gonna
it for-
be game 2. Metabusters sending us to a game 3. What a bounce back! What a
And-
nice
and-
performance by them.
And Corn kind of made us look like fools there, because I was kind of doubting the Renekton pick there, but because I
He had
thought
a really good performance on that. Yeah, he did.
I definitely wanted him to ego it, like, kind of with Darius, but he kind of did the same thing with Renekton, and it ended up paying dividends in that game.
Yeah, I mean, my thought was just that Darius is a better 1v1, but at the end of the day, he felt comfortable. He wanted the Renekton. He took it, and he performed really, really well. And I mean, I think part of it too might be I had talked about how it felt like last game, Garen was able to just like walk in and just kind of run around. Now you have point-click CC in the form of like a Renekton stun, and that's just so valuable to have. So I like that. The Diana pick was massive. Stav had a huge performance on Vayne. I don't know though. To me, if I was picking an MVP, it might just be Fuzier on the Ivern though. Like, yeah, all the carries played really, really well, but the Ivern got such an advantage in that early game. And I think he was silently just kind of keeping them really topped up HP and health wise in those fights. But I don't know, Stav and Tushini, like they probably should have lost at that dragon when they picked off Fuzier, but then Stav and Tushini just heroically 2v5'd them, gave them soul. Korn with that massive, they probably should have lost in mid too when Stav gets one shot and it's like already a 2v4 or 5 and Korn just comes in and kills 3 to make that even. Like Jacob had a really nice game. Like that was an awesome game by Metabusters. And if you're Fruitcakes, I don't know, man. Like the Garen was good again. So if they're gonna give you Garen for game 3, do you just take it again? I don't really see why not. Mason, I think he had a good early game. I think his build was a little questionable. He started getting popped in those fights. And yeah, I don't know. I didn't like the Jhin as much. I think maybe you want to go back to something like the Veigar because both the Jhin and the Veigar kind of struggled in the early game, but the Veigar was able to scale into doing pretty good damage and to being really useful in those team fights with the cage. So maybe you want to go back to more something like that. It would be my adaptations if I'm Fruitcakes.
Yeah, I definitely think having a whole lot more, like just the more threat of CC with the cage is definitely better. The Jhin really like wasn't impactful, like with like the slows and stuff. The Jhin just had a really hard time trying to get damage down.
I mean,
Because there's so much
let's be real.
shields.
Jhin was on Static Shiv when Vayne was on 2 items.
Yeah,
And Static Shiv is a 0 damage item. Like, if you're building Static Shiv Jhin, you need to be snowballing the game. Like, that's something to get a lead with. And it just wasn't there. So it was really on Lispy and Jar to carry those team fights with the damage. And I think someone had pointed out in chat, it felt like they built an anti-Garen comp. And I think they did. I mean, the Vayne can deal with it really well. The Nami dealt with it well. The Ivern deals with it well. The solo lanes were fine. And if you have an anti-Garen comp, you kind of have an anti-Wukong comp too. So it just felt like both of those champs had a hard time here. But we're already into game 3. We won't even have time to guess what the adaptations will be. We're just going to see it and find out. But so Fruitcakes did choose to go back to Red Side. Red Side is 2-0 in the series so far.
It does start to look like we're getting the same bands. I don't really know what bands Fruitcakes can try and switch up because, I mean, all that stuff was kind of off the board stuff.
Yeah,
Unless you feel like
I don't think the bands matter. I think it's just come down to what they actually pick for themselves and how they play in game. They're gonna ban the Jarvan though.
well, they swap out. Oh, they end up just first picking the Renekton. I guess they just like the Renekton versus Garen matchup.
I mean, he just had a really good performance on it. You're gonna have to blind pick into Lispy regardless because he has
Ooh,
red side. He'll
Wei.
get count. Whoa,
Zoe.
Wei is interesting.
Oh, I think
Whoa,
I
Whoa,
think this
whoa,
is
whoa,
I think this
whoa,
is
whoa.
Wei Zoe bot lane. I'm pretty positive I've seen Eden go Zoe in the past.
Yeah,
This
Eden
is
actually does like Zoe support. I'm pretty sure. I don't think I've ever actually seen Kai play Zoe. I will say that feels kind of
well. This
crazy
definitely
to pick season on the line, but I love it. Like I love the confidence to do that. It's a really strong, like that'll be a strong lane. But I do think Vayne is just smart. Like you're gonna be outranged, but if you can scale and do well on the Vayne again, I mean, I think MetaBuster is probably just gonna run it back with a lot of what they did last game. They did.
does
Really
that mean
well.
they go Nami again or
Yeah.
I mean, why not? Oh, what?
Yeah.
We're just hovering anything now.
We're just hovering. I mean, Kai might just play a third game of R. Well, actually, I don't really know if Kai might want to go for like the Akshan here, so that you have like some AD threat. I don't think you can go Mundo here. Like Mundo is really good into Renekton,
Oh,
but
he
does
just
Vayne not just destroy Mundo? Huh. I'm gonna trust Lispy because he has an insane Mundo and he's done well on it all season, but I feel like that's picking for lane, not for game, is my read right here because I think Vayne is very happy playing in the Dr. Mundo. The Ivern ban makes a lot of sense. Probably going to see a Pantheon ban come out. Is Kai just going to go for that third Ahri? If you need AD threat out of Kai, I think the only AD he's really shown has been the Akshan. Yeah, I don't know. Does the Annie get left through? This could be a really good Annie game for Tushini when you have both those mages on the other side. They are really in danger of getting one shot.
I do think that one problem that could arise with picking Annie is that you're very low range then. Because
That is true.
Wei has a lot of range, Zoe has a lot of range. And with a
Be real,
Mundo in
though,
front of them, it's going to be kind of hard to get him.
Yeah. I will say Faye and Eden's positioning has not been imperfect, or hadn't been perfect this series. So you could potentially still try to find those flanks. The Hecarim ban makes a lot of sense. The Kayn ban makes a lot of sense. I'm really curious to see what Mason's going to go for season on the line here. Please don't pick Skarner, bro. You're too good to play Skarner in this game. I want to see a carry pick for Mason. Kindred would be hype, but
He doesn't have that in his bag. I wonder if and he can't go Lilia. They just end up.
I mean, I think the Ahri makes sense. Like you're so magic damage heavy, but at the same time, like I don't know. It's not like Renekton's gonna build a ton of MR. And Kai is really comfortable on the Ahri, so it makes sense. I mean, I think Diana could honestly make sense again though. Like just run it back. Like Diana was good. The Annie is available though if you want that. Whatever Tuccini wants here, I trust. I mean, the Cassidy potentially could be really good, honestly.
Kale mid? What? I don't know if I like that.
I mean, I don't hate Kale. I think it is strong. But
I think after you have that game where Tuccini is just trying to get stuff done, making him scale, I don't know how I feel about that. especially like with the casting game where it's kind of just wait. I think you want to kind of get stuff done.
Yeah, I mean
But I
Tushini,
mean,
I've
let's see
not
what
actually
Fujer.
seen him
Let's see what
play
Fujer.
KO.
Oh no.
You know, he's had this in his bag. I've seen him play this in scrims. It fits that really early game aggressive mold that he likes. Although I don't know, it's not normally what you'd pair with like a Kale, but can do a lot of work with Renekton in the early game for sure. What is
Yorick.
what?
That is is that Mason Yorick jungle?
Yorick jungle? Dude, this fruitcake cop isn't real, bro. I love it though. Like, I mean, I'm really excited. I guess it could be Mundo jungle. It could be Mundo or Yorick Jungle. I think Yorick Jungle was really strong a couple patches ago, but I think it got nerfed, so I don't know
It
how good it
definitely
is right now.
did. I mean, Mundo jungle is definitely something that people are putting on the patch. They are
Yeah,
asking who's playing what. I already made the assets and I ain't remaking them. Yeah, I am not doing that. We're gonna pretend it's this. I want to pretend it's this. So let me get to the champ matchups at the end. But would Lispy give up? Lispy has been known to play Mundo a lot. Would Lispy give up Mundo here in this last game after he plays it pretty well?
yeah. I mean, his Mundo's been really threatening. He's only 1-2 on it, but I don't feel like that's indicative of how well he's played on it. He had an insane Mundo game in that series earlier in the playoffs against who was that against? Why am I blanking on that? I don't remember, but he had an insane. Oh, it was against Andromeda. Yeah, he had an insane Mundo game.
All right, so it has been stated. This is the right. This is the right draft setup. Mason's going Yorick jungle.
Yorick Jungle. You know, I'm
Unless
not gonna doubt the jungle, the jungle goat, the jungle icon. Dude's been around a long time. First time in Yorick Jungle, season on the line,
but
wasn't what I expected. I'll say
you
that.
have to wonder, right? Last week, Nutbusters kind of had not Nutbusters. Oh my God, Big Bananas had kind of like the same idea where they're locking in Yorick and trying to like play this split pushing team comp, and I really wonder if this is gonna end up paying out for them.
Yeah, but it's jungle, so I think it's harder for him to ever just commit to the side
He still
lane,
has
and
to.
he won't have the same level XP advantage like he can get. So I don't know. You know, I think the Zoe plus Hue is kind of hype. The stats aren't super promising, but you know, I think Zoe's a cool champ. Like if Zoe hits bubbles on really anyone this game, there's a lot of follow up potential.
All
Uh,
all Eden, all he has to do is just hit one bubble, and that could really
Like, turn the tide of the whole game.
Yeah, I mean, at mid to late game, or I mean, really at any stage of the game, a bubble can be massive. And you know, this MetaBusters comp doesn't actually have like insane engage. It's kind of just Rek'Sai running at you is the engage. So if that allows this Fruitcakes comp to post up on these objectives and land some poke with the Wei, with the Ari, with the Zoe, I think it could actually be kind of difficult for the MetaBusters comp. Now that's going to require both Eden and Faye to have really good positioning this game, but as I just said, the engage is not super oppressive on the side of MetaBusters, so unless you're really mispositioned
What?
to where you can just get run at, you'll probably be okay. And yeah, I mean, if Faye and Eden are both just poking massively from the side of fights or over walls, it could end up being pretty difficult for MetaBusters to actually walk up. Um, and you know, I mean, I don't think that's shocking to say. Like, you're going to have to see good performance out of everybody if you're going to win it and you're going to go to the finals. I mean, it's game 3, lower finals, winner moves on to the grand. Loser goes home, end of the season. And both these teams have had really good performances this season. You'd hate to see it end here. I know how badly both want to make it to the finals. I mean, Metabusters is looking to defend their championship. I mean, they are the defending champs. They would love a chance to run it back. At the same time, this Fruitcakes team has been so good all season. I feel like they've improved more than anyone this season, just from start to finish. Like, this team has been so impressive all around. Both the players playing as well as their subs have done so well. Lispy is just taken the server by storm as a new player. Jar has had a huge resurgence this season after kind of being quiet the last few. It's the first time in a while that it's felt like he's just playing at the top of his game, and I know how badly they would like to move on. So this is going to be a fun one, and may the best team win.
I think just the most important thing about this series is this game is how can you set up Corn to really, I shouldn't say snowball, just keep even, because that early gank from Fuji in the last game allowed him to just stay even. There wasn't a lot of proxying going on from Lispy, so like there wasn't a lot of tower damage going down, wasn't a lot of proxying going on. The game just kind of stayed even, which I think is what Corn definitely wanted last game. And how can Fuji also get Vayne to be super accelerated?
Yeah, I just struggled to see, I don't know. Like, Garen could only push an advantage into the Renekton so hard. Is Mundo really going to be able to do more than that?
I mean, I think they could just be playing off of, like, I can't even say they want to be playing off of scaling, because it's just Mundo scaling. And does Mundo level 16 really outscale KO level 16? I have my own opinions, but
Kayle and Vayne, if this game goes late, I don't know how you deal with Kayle and Vayne. Like, it's, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. To me, it's what's scary is if it goes late, Kayle and Vayne become really hard to deal with. And I think it's fair to say that your top performers on Fruitcakes have been Jar and Lispy this season. And I think they're going to be the two champions that have the hardest time actually dealing with Kayle and Vayne. So then at that point, you're going to be looking at Kai, you're going to be looking at Faye, you're going to be looking at Eden to make those big, big plays down the stretch if you're going to be able to close out. And we're just going to have to see if they can pull it off.
we are still slowly loading into game. For some reason, like, we got into champ select, they were picking their champs, and then they had to restart. So they're pretty cringe for that. But we're slowly getting in now.
Excellent. I'm gonna pop some popcorn for game 3.
You're doing it now. We have less than a minute left on the spectator delay.
It'll be okay.
It's gonna be okay?
Yeah. What are you most excited about? What lane are you most excited to watch this game?
It's just gonna be bot as usual. Like, Stav has been getting so many leads just through this series so far, and just really going ham. I wonder if this is a very long range that's gonna be kind of hard for Vayne to really do what Vayne wants to do. So
yeah, I will say though, it's skill shot intensive on the side of Fruitcakes.
yes.
So if Stav has some immaculate movement and he's using the movement speed that he gets naturally as well as the movement speed that Nami's giving him, and he's able to juke out a lot of Fruitcakes' spells, he can kind of run bot lane again. So we'll see. It's just really gonna be important to see how much sleeps Eden can land, how much poke and CC Faye can land. It's gonna be a lot on them. As we see,
And we're in a pause.
We are in a pause. You hate to see it, but it is what it is. Runes, pretty standard, I think.
Yeah, runes. There's nothing screaming out to me
yeah.
on runes and summoner spells. Everything seems standard.
I love the Dark Harvest. Really playing for that scaling versus something like the Electrocute. Yeah. I mean, Zoe is a champion that's like as strong as any champion in the game at levels like 1, 2, 3, 4. Like, I would say pre-6, Zoe's actually one of the strongest champs in the game.
And with you playing Zoe support, like, Zoe's just pretty good on one item for like a very long
Honestly,
part of the game.
I have played a lot of Zoe support, so I have a pretty good understanding of the pick. It is really strong in lane, but it's also an insanely good roamer. Like, I want to see Eden roaming to some of these objective fights, leaving Quay to wave clear bot. Because if Eden surprises the top side of Metabusters with a roam at a Grubs or something, and you land a bubble, that can just be an insta kill in the early game.
I'm also just trying to look at anything else, just like really think like right before we get into the last game in terms of runes and stuff. But I really just want to get out of this pause and start watching this game.
Same here.
Don't really believe this. It's gonna like pause again probably, unless we get lucky. Oh no! All right, we're waiting here for another like minute or so. I did refrain from making the joke last game, but we do have to point out that Faye did buy items this time.
True. I mean,
It
so,
did end up working pretty solidly because they
yeah,
were able. She was able to get the
1-0
Roa
without
faster.
items, 0-1 with items. So I don't know.
Maybe that's the analytics that Metabusters have to be looking at.
If they bought items, GG. I don't know. I'm excited to see Ollie C. I mean, just been one of the best performers all season. I think Ollie C was second in MVP voting, first team top lane. Really took the season by storm, and has opted to go for the Mundo in this do or die game.
I mean, this has been like one of his staple picks so far.
Yeah, I agree.
Like his
Mundo
Mundo's
and his
scary.
Tryon have been really scary as far as like tanks go.
I mean, and the Mundo just gives him a whole lot better scaling than he's had in the past with the two Garen games. I mean, he got really ahead, but he couldn't really scale too hard in the second game.
Yeah,
But
I mean, if they weren't against a Vayne and a Kale, I'd feel confident to say Lispy's just going to pop off and be unkillable. But I just feel like Vayne and Kale are champs that can deal with a Mundo.
I also have to wonder how Tuccini is going to be mitigating losses like through this laning phase, because I really can threaten pretty hard until level like 6.
Yeah. Kale's definitely a weak champion early.
And just getting all these
Tuccini
trades
had
out.
Tuccini had a pretty big farm advantage last game. Definitely want to see Kai be the one to generate the farm advantage this time around.
I do like seeing Eden threatening with a couple of bubbles. We've already seen 2 come out so far, just to like really... Don't try and make the beginning part of this lane easy for him. Just try and threaten him a lot with the bubbles.
Yeah. And they hit one there,
But that's a big trait coming back on.
man, Stav just gets level 2 every single game and punishes them so aggressively. That's deja vu.
I mean, and one thing that does kind of stink about this lane is that you can't really help Faye sustain back up.
No, that's a good point.
And Faye also doesn't...
Doesn't have teleport this time around either.
Ooh, this could be a trade coming back. Ooh.
Oh. That was really big damage. That's a little bit of dis-synergy there. If Eden waits for Faye to hit the fear first, I think that's a kill.
It is also kind of hard to... I was thinking like maybe Eden can try to flash forward and ignite, but it's just kind of hard with the heal still being up.
That's true.
We do also have the jungle's pathing. Oh wait! Oh wow!
Oh my god!
That was sweet. Oh, and a big bubble coming out from Jacob, and this should be a kill. Oh.
Ooh. I
kind of want to rewind that. I just want to see how Stav ends up getting this.
Stav's just locked in.
I think the flash was kind of just, you know, like look cool. I don't know how much it really did.
It looked cool. I mean, let's be real. I don't think he needs it. Based on how this early's playing.
But Stav's just gonna start getting a really big lead.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see what Yorick's actually like. Is Yorick just gonna power farm? Is Yorick gonna look for a gank at some point? Like, what is this champion? What's his game plan?
I do think Yorick jungle just kind of wants to farm up for a while. Like, you don't really have good ganks. It's gonna be very hard to find a cage, but we do have Fuji coming in mid. I don't really think there's gonna be a kill here. I think it's more just scare off, give Tuccini some relieving pressure, but Fuji does trade in, gets charmed up. Mason's here, notably. And Fuji just has to flash away out of the cage.
Yeah, it's a flash.
One thing that is kind of nice about this, though, is that... Oh! Wow, Mason just manages to miss the E. That would have been really bad there from Tuccini.
Yeah, I don't know if he kills him there. I think he probably forces Tuccini's flash if that hits, which he'd be happy with, but... Nice roam up by Jacob as well.
They just got to relieve the pressure here mid, but... Tuccini's gonna be... Oh, but we have a big trade coming out.
He's doing the damn thing.
Change your view.
And that is flash getting burned by...
Kai has to be careful here. Tuccini could look for like a flash QE if he steps too far up. I think Kai just needs to back and TP back. This is really dangerous.
He might still think that he's safe because he does have Mason playing his Raptors right now. But, oh, he goes in. Oh! He just barely messes up. And
So
Kai gets the kill back.
He saw it. He saw it. It was definitely there. Just misplayed the execution and good punish by Kai. But that probably could have been a solo kill for Tuccini if he executed that a little better.
One... I don't really know Kale itemization right now. Oh, wait. But first we have a little trade here by Stav. Oh, big damage coming back.
The fact that he's going pickaxe first.
That means Gwynso. But I don't know how
Gwynso's first. But I think typically Kale will do like Nashor's first.
Oh, this base is pretty hard here from Stav. That's one kind of nice thing about this bot lane is that, like, once you get far enough... Hold on, I'll have to pause on that as there's a little fight coming on top. Oh, but Kai's gonna have to R away, but big damage coming down onto Kale still.
I can just wait out Kai's ult though, and then it's pretty hard for them to fight. Good roam up by Eden though, really good roam up by Eden.
Yeah, to match the Jacob roam here.
Exactly what I was talking about. You really just have to give this now. This threat of the sleeps is really, really powerful. Huge by Eden.
And Mason's been able to get, what was that, 2 grubs and hasn't even had to base yet. Wonder if they're gonna look to transition this into a drag. At very least, they're gonna be looking for the crab here.
It's possible. Mason's not quite 6 yet. One of the mains.
Geez, looking for the trade here. I doesn't have ult. I wonder. Can threaten pretty hard because he does have his ulti up.
Yeah, Kai again opting for the really hard scaling Roa build. I'm not gonna lie, this is a game where I would have liked to see him just go the more traditional Ari build.
Oh, Ace is caught here.
Early. Oh, it's back.
And Ian's gonna fall here too.
Good. I think that's Feats of Warfare 3 straight games for Meta Boosters, unless they got a game 1, I don't remember. But...
They also lost their flash there too. I mean, that's kind of... I mean, I don't know how much Mason basing really, like, affects anything, but he was staying on the map for so long and he never got a recall off.
Yeah, it's just disrespectful by him. I mean, that's really what it is. Good punish by the side of Meta Busters. Kai's putting in some work against Tuccini this time, but I mean, at the same time,
he is down
has the
11 CS. Ooh, they're both gonna look to trade ults here. I wonder if Korn can get the kill. He does!
Oh, that's huge. That is so big for Korn. That's in a counter matchup too. Just straight up 1v1s him.
But I wonder how Mason's gonna look to answer back here.
I mean, maybe he can do something, but
Oh,
I
but
don't know.
Kai goes in.
Oh, I think that could be a kill.
Oh, Kai can ult dash back in. Oh, just misses the Q.
Oh.
So close. They both just great ults there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Kai actually needed to ult away. Like, the tail ult damage would not have put him in lethal there, and he wasn't close enough to finish it because of that. But I liked the attempt there to try to go for the solo kill. Almost had it, but pretty big that you see to still live.
It would have been nice for, you know, Kai to, like, run a lot for a kill, and then Tuccini leaves and then loses a wave, but Tuccini does still stay on the net to collect the wave.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot to re-put the drag timers. Nothing's gonna happen, right? We're good, we're good, we're good. We're good.
Yeah, I don't know. That was a massive kill by Korn, though.
Should definitely be a huge confidence boost. I just
mean,
wonder,
yeah,
though,
like-
like...
I'm
Fruitcakes
telling
is...
you guys, this dude is not an Ornn-only player, so the fact that
Oh,
he's
the bubble
playing
comes
at
out. This should be a kill here for Stav.
good at the carry.
Impale into the wall. No flash right now. Face should just fall.
Yeah. Really well played by the bot lane of Metabusters. I mean, that's 3 games in a row that the bot lane of Metabusters has just been getting advantages.
And Tuccini is really trading aggressive here. He's just always trying to be in Kai's face here this game.
Yeah, he has a really good understanding of his limits, it feels like. He had that one death where he kind of overplayed his solo kill, but... I mean, the fact that he's gotten farm advantages in both these last 2 games as the melee champion into Ari is really impressive.
Lucia is kind of in the area, but... Ooh, forces Kai to burn the ulti there.
Yeah.
I do wonder what Mason's going to try and do. Oh, just barely misses the Q. Oh,
Uh-oh!
oh wow!
Really big sleep! Can they actually get him, though?
Oh, Flash does get burnt.
Good roam up by Eden again.
And this should be another set
Yeah.
of... This should be a full set of grubs going over to Fruitcakes here. I mean, that's definitely going to help out a lot with the Yorick as
like
this
one
game
thing
kind of
with-
goes on.
With Kai these last couple games, I feel like Kai's had to use the Ariel defensively a lot more than he's had the opportunity to use it proactively. And I think that makes a big difference.
I definitely agree. It's just really hard by him like being defensive in lane. He just can't really get any like river fights going where you
Yeah.
really want to try and be aggressive as Ari, but it's just
Like,
hard.
Ari's really a champ that you're not so much playing for your 1v1 in lane. You're really playing to just do fine in lane and then look
Oh.
for those like plays. But I think it's just a dead failure.
Really smart gank there by Fujer. And even though like Jacob missed his spells, it still made it to where like
They had the position.
yeah. Oh, Flash gets burned by Korn and he should be able to
Mason
just
gets
barely
this-
live.
Be big, be big. Korn 1 HP.
This could be just the tower falling here though.
Yeah, it's gonna be a
Having
lot of
Yorick,
damage.
the Maiden, and Mundo just hitting this could just be a full tower.
Yeah, they're putting a lot of damage on the bot turret. Don't know what that HP is, but looks like they might. They're gonna have to back off though because they're TP.
Oh, Korn just looked to be aggressive. He is going to lose out a lot of HP just after TPing. That kind of does stink if you're Korn.
But the other side has to reset, so he could just reset again if he needed to.
Also does have full Eclipse already to match the full Heartsteel. I do wonder what they're going to end up doing about this drag spawn. There's a lot of people on one item here. So I think if you... Oh, I think both sides want to take the fight. Stav ends up
Stav
ulting.
That's,
Oh, I think Fuji could RN if he wants to. Wow, Stav is just frying constantly. Oh,
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. When the Vayne gets going like this, you can kind of walk it through. But I mean, Stops just had a really good series. Even in that game that they lost, he played really well in the Tristana.
oh wait. Stav with a little movement. He should be able to get the frag.
He's dodging everything right there.
Oh, and he
Oh
gets
my
another.
God, he's
Oh, he
doing it.
doesn't. That was
they
really
get the
close though
drag.
for him getting a double kill there. And he's just getting so accelerated once again. It's gonna be
Just really
so
well
hard
played
for
by
Mason.
Metabuster. Just really well played.
Oh, King Corn actually.
Can he get another solo kill? That would be massive.
It's gonna be hard. Wait, Mundo just got the ulti back. He's gonna be able to regen a lot. Oh, wait, maybe this is another solo. Wow.
He's just Corn's on one right now. That's 2 solo kills this game. Really well played in a counter matchup. Like, let's be real.
And this.
And yeah, you know, Lispy opted to not go for the Garen this game, even though it was doing successful, and the Mundo is just struggling to even get off the ground here.
Well, Mason could maybe get the kill back. Oh,
Oh my god.
Corn!
Oh my
What?
god.
What?
God. Get out of here. Get out of here. Corn's playing so well.
Man, after just doing nothing but playing Orange for like the last set of games, he opts into just go in.
Yeah, I don't know why Metabuster
Renekton is
is
just-
this dude on Orange jail.
I think we all know why. It's because of the draft analytics.
The AI tool said too, yeah. Oh, that's funny. No, the Renekton games have been really good. I mean, the second game, I thought the Renekton played really well in the later fights, even though it had a little bit of a rough lane, even after getting the first blood. This time around, I mean,
He just
taking
has
it to
total
all he sees.
domination.
He's just straight up taking it to all he sees. And that's with Mason going top too, by the way.
Yeah, we're completely ignoring like the Mason 1v1 there. That was crazy that Corn was able to find a kill there without ult. After having to burn in the 1v1 fight top.
Of course, playing so well.
I do
I'm really
wonder.
not seeing. Go ahead.
I do wonder if like Fruitcakes have like a miracle fight. You know, kind of turn the table onto Metabusters, where Metabusters always finds like the random fight. I really wonder if.
I mean, if your fruitcakes is what you're hoping for, season's
But-
on the line. You got to find that kind of a fight. It's just I don't know what that fight looks like. With I just haven't. I don't know. I don't have much experience watching like Yorick jungle. It's not like you have an 80 carry that can just pump consistent damage, so it just feels difficult for me to envision that fight.
And now the trades in top, they just look so bad for Mundo.
Like, I'd say you want to go scaling because you have Way, you have Mundo, you have Yorick, but you're playing against Kale and Vayne, so you don't really want this game to go forever.
I mean, you just have to somehow get. Yeah, I don't know what the Yorick's supposed to do. Like, I know Yorick jungle was pretty strong in the patch, like a couple patches ago, but I wasn't really paying attention to like why Yorick was so good.
I thought he was cleared like insanely fast, and I just think they nerfed his clear. Like, I thought that's what it was personally, but I don't know. I'm not seeing it. I mean,
They're gonna be looking for a fight here top. Wonder if Mason can end up getting out.
no. He's dead.
They both trade jungles trade flash, but oh, but Stav goes down.
Hey.
And
Oh.
I just has to keep ulting defensively.
Yeah. I mean, this game's going all Meta Busters right now. After 2 really close games, this third one's getting a little bit out of control.
Th- a very like, to me personally, an interesting buy coming out by Booger opting to go for Abyssal Mask first instead of, like, I don't know if I should say maybe Visage, because you're really only buffing like the Kale damage. Obviously it's gonna be a lot.
Yeah,
I mean, I guess,
think
and it is the cheaper. I guess it is like a really good buy.
I mean, I think he just wants MR. It's cheap. So that's it, I guess. Yeah, I mean, if you're Fruitcakes right now, I'm not really sure exactly what you're playing for. Like, maybe you try to get a second item spike on everyone and then see if you can get a pick. You do have a good pick comp still. Like, if you can land a Zoe Sleep or you can find an Ari Charm, you do have the ability to still blow someone up. Maybe that's what you're looking for, but...
Ooh.
I mean, Mundo's
Big
doing
Heart Seal
damage,
stack.
but...
You just have to wonder what's gonna happen once he hits like level 16, because that's when Mundo really gets strong.
And I mean, are they going to choose to fight this? Are you going to give them third drag?
I mean, Mason's just shredding, but I think Mason's just caught here.
Turn
Double
on
CC and
it.
big
Sealed.
Jagabolt.
Don't even get the drag.
Face
Ooh,
forced the flash, but I think
first
Face just gets chased down.
Yeah. Mundo's just not even at that fight. So you end up taking a 4v4, but you don't even get drag. Yeah.
And I wonder what's gonna happen here in this little fight mid with Mundo being here, but I think they're just gonna try and defend the tower.
Probably not much. I mean, you know, I said how the Meta Busters comp doesn't have great engage, but the Fruitcake comp doesn't really have great engage either, so it's hard to, like, nap on a fight when you do one.
I do have to wonder, like, Fruitcakes has been, like, I mentioned it earlier in, like, the series, like, Fruitcakes do like to, like, sneak in Otacon, but I wonder if that's in the cards coming up here.
Take it. I mean, I guess you have Yorick, so you probably take it not terribly slow, but not like you have a fast objective take team other than the Yorick.
I do wonder, Sav could be out of position here. We have a TB coming out.
I don't think he is, man. I mean, it's just... I don't know. I think he could win that 1v1 even without the TP, not gonna lie. 2-item Vayne.
Oh, wait, that was really smart. They forced the TP top out of corner and they could just start insta-hitting the Otacon.
Yeah, that is a really smart play by Fruitcake.
But Fujer has been really on point with his smite, so I wonder if he's gonna be able to defend. Oh, but the CC is so strong and Fujer just picked.
Exactly.
Oh, but the Kale's in now.
Oh. Wait, can All IC win that? Or excuse me.
No, he can't.
No. So it ends up just being 1-for-1.
Jungles get traded, but I'm pretty sure that there was an objective going, not objective, a bounty going to Ari.
Yeah, I mean, Kai is 2-0. Like, we've already talked about how this Ari needs those 2 items to really start doing damage, so maybe you can get those items onto Kai and then continue to try to find some picks.
Oh, wow. The CC chain there was really nice.
I mean, they do have good CC. I mean, Bubble, Charm, whatever Hui wants to use. Like, there is CC. The early game just went so rough bot lane, in particular in top lane, that it's just made this one kind of hard. But, you know, Kai's putting out a good performance. If they can continue to find those picks.
I mean, it's just the
Has the macro if they can utilize it well.
The most important thing is you just have to make sure if you're Meta Busters, you get the soul. You can't let the game get delayed any longer.
Yeah, I agree. And it's going to be so hard to actually fight this soul if you're...
Oh, but Mason just picked here in the jungle.
Yeah. And I mean, like... You hate that, but at the same time, like, what's Mason supposed to do there, man? Like, you can't just give them that.
They have no vision set up yet.
At least it's not soul. Like, you still have a minute 40, but really hard for them to get vision. And now that's just Otacon. You would like to see a blue trinket come out onto Faye, so you could maybe start trying to stay check those glitches later.
Oh, and Corn engages, gets a very nice stun. Kai also is ulti out.
Hey, but it's not quite enough. Yeah, it ends up being 2 kills and Otacon for Metabusters. And we're kind of just heading towards this soul fight in a minute. You know, you do have 2 items on Mason now. You do have 2 items on Kai. Lispy has 2 items. You got 2 items on everyone but the support, so you know, maybe you can try to find that play now. Try to find that pick. A well-timed charm into a bubble could definitely still be a kill. Hale is level 15 though, and that's getting kind of scary.
I do wonder if they look to like kind of blast cone into the pit and then just if you're fruitcakes and just try and like do Nash, but I think you still want to prevent them from getting soul.
Yeah, I don't think you can get soul. Hale just hit level 16. So yeah, watch Tusini in this fight. I mean, 2 item Kale level 16. This is his fight to just take over with flash up. Okay, you do avoid the bush cheese this time.
Oh, Jacob's forced to flash out. We do have Kale TP coming in from Tri-Bush. Oh, wait, big stun.
That's really good damage.
Corn's falling very low. Oh, he dies to the burn.
Yeah, I mean, you see the power of this comp.
But you have to look at Fuji on the side here. Gets a one-man knockup. Oh, another charm coming out.
Oh, dangerous.
Oh, Fuji's... Oh, got saved by the R. Eden falls, Stav's in the ult, and they can just easily clean this up.
Hale's just running forward. Oh, the charm on the kill is huge, but there's no damage.
Stav falls. Oh, the R back in by Kai.
Kai's
And Mundo, the R just runs out, but... Oh, the E flash in.
That's huge.
Oh, wow. Oh, and Fuji coming back in. Oh, and Fuji just be able to clean up here. That was a really nice try there by...
Yeah, they played that fight. They did.
They played it as well as they could.
Kai's played a damn good game on the Ari. Like, he really carried that fight for them. Hit multiple crucial charms, but that felt like a little bit of a wallet gap that they were just not quite able to finish them off. And I mean, Jacob deathless on the Nami, Fuji looking really good on this Rek'Sai. And that will be Soul.
Just now, I really gotta wonder what Fruitcake's kind of like next thoughts for the rest of this kind of game is.
Well, I mean, I think that fight kind of showed you the formula. Like, they one-shot Korn and chunked him out at range before that fight even started. Like, that was their game plan all along. The early game just went so bad that they hadn't really been able to set that up. But you saw it right there. Like, the poke damage, the burn damage with Play, like, they can really chunk Metabusters out. So I think you try to set up effectively and see if you can do that again. It's just going to be a lot harder now that they have the Mountain Soul.
I mean, and Mundo gets really strong once he hits level 16. So, I mean, if I'm Lispy right now, I should just be trying to... Oh. If I were Lispy, I would just try and hit the level 16, get your level 16 hold.
I mean, he's
Eden
strong,
just
but...
gets melted. Oh, and Faye just misses her ult. And Mason on the side here, he's just gonna get caught.
I mean, level 16 Kale can kind of just run it, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, that's gonna be Baron. And with this Baron picked up, I assume they'll just reset or look for push, and
I don't think there's much they can really do to stop the pushes.
they'll get one more opportunity to find a miracle fight.
In a little 1v1 coming out here.
Damn. Mundo,
Mundo's just getting shredded.
You really, like, I don't know, there's been so many glimpses of what Fruitcakes was going for this game, but just there's a certain barrier, a certain level you have to sustain for their comp to come online, and the early game just wasn't it.
I do think they could just get the inhib here. Oh, not opting to get the inhib too.
Yeah, playing a little bit. I mean, when you have Kale and Vayne, you're not under any clock to finish this, so they're just gonna play it safe there, take their reset.
Just have to kind of wonder if this game does get to Elder Dragon, is that going to end
I
up
mean, there's
flipping
always
anything?
a chance, like you can always flip a fight, but at the same time,
It's just
there
so
should
hard
never
to be
be a flip.
anywhere.
There should never be a flip if Metabusters plays it right.
They are looking to set up Vision topside and just kind of threaten top tower. They still have to get the inhibitor mid. So I really... I mean, this is just good. Get all the top stuff down. So that when the ED comes up, they have to kind of be forced to spread out the map as best they can. But I do think Metabusters can just threaten to end at any point.
Yeah.
They are opting into just going the 1-3-1. The mid inhibitor falls. It looks like the big clump from mid is just going to look to threaten bot. And I mean, Kayle can just do whatever she wants in the top lane. She's just so skilled now.
Jeez. Look at that
think-
damage.
I think this is just going to be it here. Unless some miracle play happens where Tuccini just doesn't press R.
Yeah.
Oh,
He will
might
actually
fall?
go down here, but did so much
Hey, here comes
damage.
the Arn from... Oh, Fuji almost started tanking the tower, but I think that's just it.
Creates the space, and hey, credit to Fruitcakes on a great season. Played really, really well. Just couldn't quite pull it out at the end, but the Metabusters miracle run continues. I mean, let's be real. They were the 6th seed, the last seed of the playoffs. They've ripped off 3 straight in a row, and now they get the chance to go to the grand finals, defend their crown in a rematch of last season's finals against Rift Sharks, and it's the 6th seed versus the 1 seed. If they manage to pull that off to repeat, I mean, that's as miracle run as it gets. So really great stuff by Metabusters. Shout out to everyone. They all played so well. I think extra big shout out to Korn. I mean, anytime you're playing against a player as good as Lispy, there's going to be a lot of pressure on you to perform. And the fact that he went to that Renekton that we were a little bit skeptical of, he went to it and just had such good performances, especially that 3rd game, finding multiple solo kills. Just really, really good stuff by everyone on Metabusters.
Is there anybody from any Metabusters want to... Wait, Fuji, Fuji has the controller. Tell Fuji to move someone up here.
We can do a quick interview if they want.
Wait, I think that's spoiler. That's spoiler. That's spoiler.
Hello.
Who's that?
Jacob, congratulations on the win.
Thank you, thank you.
How you feeling after that?
My heart is in my throat. It was such a, my team was like, oh guys, don't worry, we're chilling. But I was like so stressed the entire time because, it's these do or die series that like, the choke moments feel real. But we pulled it off like I always knew we would.
Yeah, I mean, those were some close. I mean, really, the 3rd game was the one that was the most one-sided. The first 2 games were really back and forth. I'm sure it felt crazy to actually be playing in them.
Yeah, the momentum swings were, definitely it was hard a little bit to get it, not let it get in your head. But it was, I feel like my team did an awesome job of just staying calm. I feel like a lot of teams, after that first game, you get so close and you don't quite get it, and energy kind of peters out. But we sort of hunkered down, and pushed through. So I just want to say shout out to my team. They really everyone helped keep each other in check, and it we put on a good game. So.
Yeah, it was a great performance all around. What do you think, if you had to pinpoint something, what's been the biggest improvement from regular season to playoffs that's allowed you guys to go from that 6th seed all the way to the finals?
I gotta say it's the AI drafts, man.
Oh my God! Shut up! Shut up! You
No, but
cut it
I
out,
really feel
Mister.
I feel like it was really it is, I think, in the drafts. I feel like we were kind of drafting very timidly throughout the season, and since playoffs we're just like, this is it, do or die. We've been planning our drafts. I mean, we have these hundreds message long threads, but then we pick stuff that people clearly we trust them on the picks, right? We say, we predict, oh yeah, we're gonna say, Orn, let it be calm, high elo laner, and then when Corn says, guys, let me at him, we let him do it. So I think that it's just that like trust that we've sort of reestablished as a team that really lets us draft the way we want to. It's very fun.
I think that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I think being able to trust your teammates and give them that comfort and just, yeah, because I mean, we on the cast were a little bit surprised that he went to the Renekton in game 2, but you see why. I mean, the comfort there had really, really great performance. I don't know. You got anything to say as we head towards this finals rematch from last season?
Want to shout out Fruitcakes. Everyone, they all played a really amazing. I know they had like a, didn't they had a sub at the end, at the last minute, and they all just played really great. But no matter what roster they ran, they weren't going to beat us. They put a fight, and I mean, we also what happened with Rift Sharks last season. We're not dropping a game. Metabusters, 3 seasons back, fell, in finals because of the, being down a game from being losers bracket. This time, we know what we're doing. We know what we're up against, and they don't have a chance.
I mean, I guess you can blame it on the game. I think it's just because you played against me and got clapped. But
See, I wasn't even on that comp. I'm just,
it's gonna be a fun. It's gonna be a fun
it'll
series.
It'll be a really good one. It'll be because it's obviously the same Metabusters versus the this new roster for Rift Sharks. Where
it's not that different.
But no, exactly. I'm saying it's same skeleton, but it's a few different parts. So it'll be interesting to see if your guys swap will stand up to the team that crushed you guys last season. So.
Yeah, you did crush them last season. I can't argue with that. That is true. Well, thank you for the interview. I mean, I don't know, you got anything else to say, PB?
No, I really don't. That was really solid performance by Metabusters, and we can't forget about Fruitcakes. They had a really solid split this year. I really want to shout out them.
Yeah, Fruitcake's had an awesome season. Hope to see all those players back. Love to see Lispy give it another go next season. I mean, what a dominant performance by him just all season long. So really shout out to everybody and great series.
Any
Stay
closing?
tuned and watch the finals.
Whenever that is, I don't think we filled out the when to meet yet.
Everyone
So stay
go
tuned.
make sure it's the best it could possibly be. We could put on a banger.
Yes, sir.
All right, can I press the end stop stream button?
Go for it.